I like that.
My money call and say, "Come get me."
I like that.
I never. My money never has to be picked up. It gets brought to me.
Nah, I'm a go getter.
Watch out now.
No, I go get it with the mentality for it to bring its ass home. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay, Goldie.
Fair enough.
Hey, it's magnetic. You know what I mean? Abundance. You got to be magnetic to your funds and abundance.
Yeah, you gotta put the energy out there so it rotates it back around to you.
You know? So,
Let the
ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, all Fly Nerd and Nerdettes, you are now in tune to.
Who got it? Who got it?
F to the N to the G.
Everybody paused. I thought I was waiting for Kaz to do the the greatest podcast.
Damn it. This again.
God damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, all Fly Nerd and Nerdettes, you are now in tune to
the most spectacular display of nerdery the universe has ever seen.
WFNG Fly Nerd Radio.
Cannons to the left.
Whoop.
Cannons to the right.
Whoop.
Shoot them motherfucking ops on sight.
Bars, that's a hook. Anyway.
Yeah. We are the Fly Nerd Group. We are your tour guides of this Black culture experience. Talk about comic books, hip hop, everything in between. We are the team. I am Cosmo Galvatron, the Grim Leader Pool Party host. Oh shit!
I am Sean Moon, aka Shockwave, dwelling where you don't see.
First time in a long time, the one and only Cybertronial superstar, Chaucimus Prime.
I'm Ambi Warhol, by far your dream, aka Star Scream. He who remains.
Ooh, yeah, we got the Decepticons in the house. So,
yeah.
Of course, Megatron. Hey, man, lovely to be back. Lovely to talk about this. This will be the last episode of the year. So, I wanted to bring the crew up.
We got a lot to talk about.
Lots to talk about this year. You know, this year in a nutshell, man. How we feel about moving forward. How this year set the tone, and you know, what's our expectations and what's the best of the worst of this year. So, yeah, we the Fly Nerd Group. We had to do it.
Already knew it was coming, and don't think of this as a best of. This the best and the worst and the of the year.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Yeah, we got to talk.
I didn't know about the only came with the best and worst. No one told me about the
Hey, the Mia gotta get some type of shine sometime, man. You know.
I mean, and the reason why I say the is because this is the first year where we actually had things that rose above the The last couple of years have been mediocre at best.
Okay.
Right. And on record, to close out this year, I want to close it the way we opening it, reminding everybody at the beginning of the year, first episode, when we was talking about Cat Williams' stupid ass, we called this year. We said this was the year of the attitude era. We was talking, we was like, yeah, this gonna be the year. The guys is coming back. Guys came back to show and prove, and
came back hard.
In every genre, in every realm, in every space, nook and cranny, the top dog stepped up.
Yeah,
everybody pulled out.
And you want to know what I also refer to this year as going forward?
What?
FIFO season. And you already should know what the first four letters of FIFO means.
Fuck around, find out.
Damn right.
You're absolutely right. This was, and that's why I was going to say one of the best highlights of this year for me was the Attitude Era-ish fuck around, find out type shit.
Everywhere.
Everyone caught shots. It's like Redman said, you could catch a bullet scar no matter who you are.
Oh, man.
No.
And this is where the moments come in.
Okay.
Because I'll just say this because this should not touch anyone's highlight. This should be the man or the worst part of the year. Mike Tyson's fight.
Oh yeah.
I don't even. Ambi, sour milk, man, sour milk.
Nobody fucked around and found out, except Mike Tyson's paycheck.
Yeah, the bank account fucked around and found out.
Yeah, it's no. Yeah, I my thoughts on that is that it's no way Tyson fought that. Like he was not seriously out there for anything than the paycheck. He took Spike Lee advice. Spike Lee told him years ago, cash in. They think you this, cash in. Because Jake Paul would nowhere. No. He's not lasting with Mike in any sense.
Neither of them fought for real.
Yeah, neither of them fought for real. That was not a fight. That was a spectacle.
Both of them.
It was a sporting event.
The Pauls in general. You got one highlighting the fight with Tyson and the other one highlighting WrestleMania with all types of memorabilia and branding and it's my name on the ring and all this.
Yeah, it was it was a commercial. It was a very high price commercial.
Hence the
on that one. You missed me on that shit.
Yeah, it was a lot of it was a lot of rock man this year.
What else? Was Madam Web this year?
Yes. Look, yes. Madam Web was the beginning of the year.
Oh,
shout out to Sony for single-handedly topping Trump for the worst moment of the year.
Yes.
Twice.
A few times.
But
this
then
was y'all year. This was Sony's year.
Yeah, with three releases.
Because they had 3 releases. Marvel had one and DC had none, except film wise. But theater wise. Yeah, dude. Madam Web's kicked it off, man. And
I have not watched that shit. Dude,
it's hilarious.
I read the Wikipedia and was disgusted.
I tried, like Kaz had watched it and he was like, you gotta watch it, just watch it.
Because you like bad movies.
I like good bad movies, or I like B movies. What? This is not a B movie. This is a D movie. This is a D movie.
Yeah.
This is a U-Bow movie.
I will watch Battlefield Earth on repeat before I watch a minute of Madam Web.
Battlefield Earth actually was a better movie than the parts I saw. I saw maybe the first third of the movie. I couldn't get past that jungle scene. I was like, what in the entire fuck?
That's the best part, because it just cut seeing her in Civilization. We like, well, how's she getting the system?
I was like, what the fuck?
Dropped her off.
Yeah, I was done. I was like, that's it for me. Game over.
I would rather watch a double feature of Battle LA and Skyline before I watch Madam Web.
First of all, Battle Los Angeles was a good movie.
Wow, Skyline.
Battle Los Angeles was good, and Skyline was good enough for 2 sequels.
Wow.
See, those are B movies.
Yeah, so those are movies you enjoy. You'll watch that.
See, because they're not bad because they are stupid writing. They're bad because they're low budget. They're bad because of the simplicity of the acting. But that acting wasn't bad. It was just we gave you enough because we only had enough. Tom Hanks was paid to be on an island and
basically by himself.
But he still did dialogue.
Right.
That's those movies. Okay. Or even better, what's the movie with Nick Cage and the fucking Chuck E. Cheese?
Willy's Wonderland or something like that.
Yeah, where he wasn't paid enough for any lines.
So no, it's because it wasn't a SAG feature. They couldn't use the director couldn't use SAG, like he couldn't pay him to speak. He couldn't pay him to speak, but he was friendly with the director, so he did it anyway. And the SAG guidelines was like, as long as you don't speak, you can do whatever you want. And so he just grunted the entire film.
That added the spice to the movie. That's what made it fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and
So,
then there's a
look,
series
Random
of.
Web is hilarious, man. You gotta check it out sometime.
Don't play me.
It's a trap.
Don't play me.
Trap.
Don't
time
play
trap.
me. Here go Megatron
Mike
sending
Epps in it,
Starscream on
man.
a suicide mission.
That's
Go to that moon by yourself, Starscream. Check,
go by
see if
yourself.
there's no Autobots there, but there might be an electron depository.
Go and check it out for
fucking
me.
everybody there.
Yeah, let's see what happens to Soundwave.
While Shockwave just laughs in the lab.
Hey, can Shockwave right? Can Shockwave laugh? Will he? I don't even think he has a laugh box. I don't think they inserted that.
He has vocalization, so I would assume he can.
But
laugh.
I don't think he has the.
I've never heard him laugh.
I don't think he got the laugh programming. I think they left that like like how Dinobots
I don't think
talk.
he have emotion. Yeah, I don't think he's programmed with nothing.
Right.
He's just a fucking blank slate.
Yeah.
No. Soundwave lacks the personality. Shockwave was just always scheming, but not in the Starscream way.
Right.
Shockwave kept his schemes to himself. He didn't let anyone know his intentions until you realized you needed him.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah, you like Shockwave was the guy show up like, oh, I could probably rebuild that, but you didn't ask me, so I'm just keep walking.
So he can laugh, he just won't laugh.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
He won't give you the pleasure.
He laughs to him. He laughs to himself at everybody else.
He's real calculated, man.
Right.
He's real calculated, dude.
Very calculated.
And ironically,
Soundwave is emotionless. No, what you say?
And then I was gonna say, ironically, even though you say Soundwave lacks personality, I've heard an episode too where he has laugh. It sounds very like that.
Oh, Soundwave,
that's disturbing.
Right. It's because of that voice box thing.
Soundwave, stop laughing, G.
Right. Shut up, Soundwave. No.
I was like, let Rumble and Frenzy do the laugh before you.
Everybody laugh but you.
Right.
Sidebar, and this is a sneak peek for things to come.
Mm-hmm.
This because Soundwave and Ravage, John Wick. That's all I'm gonna say.
What?
I mean, I like the idea of it, Ambi. But you have to get rid of his ability to rebuild Ravage as well. You have to take it all away. You got like not only is Ravage gone, his programming is deleted. Like you gotta go full transformer, get rid of to make it to make it count. Because Soundwave would just build another one. Like, oh, you killed my dog. Autobots shoot him all the time. I rebuild him all the time.
3D model print and
right. You gotta go to the crib and erase the Ravage data.
Okay.
Well, speaking of Transformers,
I'm just filling in those gaps for you. Like it's like that way when you at the convention and the fans ask, you be able to say, because we deleted all the data.
Well, speaking of Transformers, I think Transformers came up this year.
Transformers
twice
1 came out.
Yeah,
and the series and the comic series.
Comic series, I like the
comic
series.
And the figures this year.
The figures, I mean,
it was a good year for Transformers.
It's Jetfire kind of figure of the year.
Bitch Made came out this year.
Hey man, no matter if you call him Bitch Made or not, this motherfucker is thorough, bro. It's
why?
No gaps.
I mean, I know why you're tough on Jetfire. You've given me the print. It's just always funny, when you do it. It's just always funny when you do it.
Jetfire is like Lupe in a battle right now.
Ooh.
Tell me I'm lying.
Ouch. I'm gonna hit the old dusty trail.
Fly Nerd Group, man. WFNG, we back, baby.
Yeah.
I just don't want. I mean, I want you and Lupe to get into it, but I don't want you and Lupe to get into it.
Nah, it's not something to get into. I mean, it's very clear. It's not. He's not engaging. He said the statement, but he's not engaging in battles. Like he's not actively pursuing battles. And if I'm not mistaken,
isn't
there's a
that the
couple of
thing?
people.
You don't actively pursue the battle pursues you. Like
Tell
you
that
never.
to Kendrick. Tell that to
Well,
Kendrick.
yeah.
Well,
we
okay,
about to
okay.
get into
But
a whole
now,
music talk. We about to get into a
Kendrick.
whole music talk.
Now, Kendrick just came out. Kendrick came out roundhouse and everybody in the room. That's a whole different vibe. Yeah, pretty much, right. Pretty much. Kendrick showed up and was like, "Hey," he's like, "Hey, everybody, it's a cipher, and I'm gonna stand here in the center." And then he roundhouse kicked everybody.
He started mosh pitting in a rap battle.
He started roundhouse kicking everybody, and then roundhouse kicked them after they. He was like Peter Griffin in Roadhouse, to the rap game. But to the rap game. He was just like everywhere. Roadhouse, like Drake was like, "Ha, I hit back." Roadhouse. Like it just kept happening. It just kept happening. Like you think he's done, and then he show up at your door. It's like, fuck. God damn.
Oh my god.
No, that actually wasn't a shot at him in terms of his skills or his artistry. That was just saying that it's clearly apparent that he's not seeking out actual
transform and
battles.
run away and join the other side. It's fucked up. But look, man, Transformers had a good look. Transformers 1 was actually decent.
Surprisingly deceptive ass trailers.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. We gotta let go. Let the creators create, let them cook.
Absolutely.
But these corporations need to chill.
Stay out of it.
Bullshit and trying how they marketing and putting this shit out. Because if you really did a real trailer for Transformers 1 and not try to market to the kids, then everyone would have got up off their ass and watched it, because
the kids are gonna watch it anyway.
They're gonna watch it regardless. So
but we needed to be convinced.
Yeah, first 30-45 minutes was okay, but then when it got to that second and third act,
when the quintessence pulled
in, it got real.
Like,
oh.
And Sentinel, he's another biatch,
man.
One.
Yeah. Like in every version,
she was a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. So and they kept the lore of like Origin of Megatron, and I didn't Optimus. Well, Orion, he was a librarian, I thought, but
yeah, their variables were slightly different. But I mean, it made sense towards the story. They simplified the story, to get this version out.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was for mass consumption, and I had the initial resistance that everyone had to it, like, this looks a little G-rated, but good for the Transformers for keeping I feel the same way about a lot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. I have to wait and see which stuff I'm gonna intake and which stuff okay, this is clearly for kids.
Right.
This is like clearly for kids.
They're always teenagers, so I expect goofiness and silliness from them.
Yeah, but then you read the IDW comics, and it's like, oh, that teenager is nothing to do with this.
That's because they were '90s teenagers.
They were, and I told someone the other day, I was like, a lot of people, and this don't want to sidetrack too much. A lot of people don't realize that '90 kids, Gen X was feral. We didn't have phones. We was just out in the streets.
Exactly.
Listen, I was like, they invented it's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are? That was for us.
I was like, do you know how many Gen Xers I know will cut their phones off and damn near murder you? Like, it's not even funny. It's not, man. Because
shout out Dexter.
Shout out Dexter. Because it's everyone got phones, everyone recording everything. Like Gen X will break their phone and your phone to prove a point.
So
now we both phoneless. Now what?
Now what?
Now what?
Yeah, spoken like a true Decepticon.
Oh wow. So we so Transformers was hitting. I give
the comic series you was reading. You too, Sean. You read the Transformers series.
Yeah, I finally got caught up. Almost recently. I'm like maybe an issue behind the current right now. I fell in
jumping. They about to go war.
Yeah, the war is pending. I fell into a random indie book trap and started reading the Storm Chronicles by Brandon Sanderson. That's a whole nother thing. So I derailed myself a little bit because I started reading some novels. But now I got back on my
That's never a bad thing. Never a bad thing.
I'm always reading it. But But now I'm almost caught up on Transformers, and it is much better than those first 4 issues. Because to me, the first 4 issues, I was like, no, 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 no.
Nah,
The
it
art is
brought
still
me to
annoying.
scale.
The art is still annoying. I still find the art annoying. Like
I agree.
art.
I agree. I have my offs and ons with the art, but I kind of like accept it now because the story.
Yeah,
is
I've
really
exactly.
intriguing to me.
Exactly.
I don't actually mind the art the more I've been looking at it. It's a style that it serves certain purposes depending on the type of story that's being told, but it's actually working. I get if you try to compare it to the IDW series, but right now it's very rough around the edges. Lines don't connect always correct, like
I
evenly.
mean, our artwork for Transformers has been not that great since Dreamwave. Dreamwave nailed it.
Oh yeah,
Dreamwave
Dreamwave
100%
was amazing.
Sometimes
nailed it.
overdone too, though. You know, a little bit.
They just it just looked like Transformers.
I like the IDW shits because
the IDW was
well, they look rugged, like they could take a blow.
Yeah,
I need them to be
were
solid.
fighting. Yeah, you get the damage armor and all that shit. So
Because when I can see between their circuitry and when I can see between their joints, I feel like that's an easy target to take them out.
I love that. I love
that.
that.
That part is always great when you see and Dreamwave, like I said, Dreamwave had done that too. Dreamwave had given us the veneer, but then in the fights would strip the veneer away because some of those Dreamwave issues, when they got their chest blown open, it was brutal.
Oh,
it was like Megatron was blowing holes through people in Dreamwave. like he was point blank, and he point blank 2 Autobots. Just like, and it wasn't even a speech given, no dialogue. Megatron just showed up, was like, "Oh, dead, 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 dead,
dead, dead,
dead, dead, dead."
That's how it's going down.
And then after he had gotten about 10 dead Autobots, then he was like, "Where's Prime?"
Right.
So yeah, man. Since we on comics, man, we could just go ahead and talk about some other good comics of the year. For me, it was a couple things. Bloodhunt definitely.
That is the top.
One of my top intriguing stories because it was just so cool. You know what I mean? Like vampires invading the Marvel universe. What they gonna do? What you gonna do? And they showed out. There's a lot of twists and turns in there in regards to like Doom and Doctor Strange, their relationship and how how he worked that angle. And just Blade and actually Miles.
Yeah,
is he still a vampire in the books?
It's about to be over. I mean, T'Challa's about to cure him, but
okay.
But at least it didn't. It was a little period of time.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much like the night, like we're like in comic book time in the Miles book. It may be like 3 days after the resolution of Bloodhunt. So for us, 3 months, but for Miles, it's just been one really long week.
Comic book time.
Right.
It's just been one really long week for Miles. He almost killed the Vulture though. That was the thing. Like he unleashed on old Adrian Toomes. Like but that was the vampire bloodlust in him. Like it kind of ticked him towards that rage. So when he got angry. He was like whooping he whooped the Vulture's ass so bad that the Vulture went and upgraded himself to come back.
Wow.
Because Miles is also banging the Vulture's granddaughter.
That's the catch. See,
little context there.
Yeah, I missed that little item.
Brooklyn.
No, that's cool. So yeah, I like the Bloodhunt. What else was cooking this year? Sean, how you feel about Absolute Batman?
I feel it's mid. Like I'm not as excited as everybody else was about it. Like I just kind of felt like, especially knowing that this story is just kind of like they're testing waters. If it's to me, it's All-Star Batman all over again.
Okay.
It's like here's a more brutal, maybe more crazy Batman. It was the same thing in All-Star Batman. He was way more brutal, a little bit more laughy, talky than this linebacker that we have. And I get the size change. Like I understand all of it, but I'm just kind of like, Like
see, it's
not really
ends too.
It's not really It's not really going to be connected to anything. It's not like they changed like the core of Batman. because you still got regular Bruce, just one section over in the comic book. So it's like I could either read
Where's
this
my
12
goddamn
issue,
electric car, Bruce?
exactly. It's like I could read this pseudo Bruce for about 12 months, and maybe and maybe turn out you like it. I mean, I respect the art team. I'm just kind of like, eh. Like I would have rather seen Snyder come back to Batman, the regular title, and just tell us a new story. Now it doesn't have like he could have maybe taken some of these elements of the out of that and maybe had him be a bit more brutal, because his life has been trending that way via other writers. Like Chip Zdarsky put Batman through literal hell.
Is he still broke? Because that's enough for me to get violent.
What, Absolute Batman?
Pseudo broke.
No, the regular Batman.
Regular Batman. Yeah, because Bruce had lost Catwoman had taken all of his money. He was broke.
Right.
Like he was broke to the point that Green Arrow was the one funding the Justice League. That's the difference in pay for Bruce at this time. Bruce is not clocking in the couple bill a day. Like he is pretty much there. There is the trust money is gone. He's just pretty much down to any stocks that he owns. So he's still richer than the average person, but he can't just like create a new Batmobile on the fly anymore. He has to get help. He has to go with like, hey, Barbara, you got like a couple $100K sitting around.
Yeah.
Let me hold that.
Which would be a healthy no. A healthy no.
Favor for a favor. You gotta do something strange for some change now. So
he's not broke by our standards, but he's broke by billionaire standards.
Well, I tell you who got the come up of the year actually was Storm.
Yeah,
the Storm book is amazing. Storm's book is amazing. And her presence in Avengers is fucking glorious.
Yeah, dude. She came up. She ranked up, man. She glowed up, as y'all say. You know what I'm saying? She leveled up.
That's crazy, because I don't know how that's even possible for her.
I mean, she kind of like the Orchis stuff left Storm in a weird spot because Mars was wiped. Mars got wiped. The X-Men are seen as like mutants in general are seen as like a bane again, like a global bane because of all the work Orchis put in to manufacture the propaganda.
Right.
I mean, they literally poisoned the medicines that the X-Men were providing the world.
Yeah.
To help, like, hey, look, they're trying to kill us. They gave us this under the guise of curing cancer, and it's killing us.
So next stop for her is Sorcerer Supreme.
So Storm kind of stepped out away from yes, the X-Men won. She was a part of that big victory. I mean, that would still, like, for me, 2024, the X-Men took a huge upswing.
They caught
an L, but yeah, their popularity went skyrocketed, but they caught a huge L in the process. And when offered to join one of the guerrilla X-Men teams that are like populating the US right now, Storm was like, running and hiding, no, living in a bunker in Alaska, no, whatever this is Rogue and Gambit are doing, no. Just like no to that. Emma and Shadowcat are fucking up Chicago left and right. That's where they are right now. Storm was like, I'm gonna set up this place in Atlanta. She went to ATS. She went to the A. She took it to the A, and she set up like a little foundation. And now she's like she's working on a global scale, and it's her choice. It's not the X-Men responding to something. And it's this. And she got the invite to the Avengers,
right?
And she accepted because she was like she's like, this is the big. The X-Men are big, but this is
why. So why is this good now?
Because the
X-Men ran this course, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, why is it? What's good about her book?
Oh, what's good about her book is just that you see her expansion not just throughout the Marvel, like the Earth, but you see her now on a cosmic level as Eternity has chosen her to be his emissary. Like, so she has been given like a huge amount of cosmic power.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind her being Sorcerer Supreme. I'm just saying.
You want everyone to
She
be
no
Sorcerer
magician,
Supreme.
man.
You know,
Because I'm sick of Strange. I want a different Sorcerer Supreme, and
you
I
got
think
one.
that
It's called Doom. You
with
got
her,
one right now.
but I know that. But how long is that gonna last? You said it ain't gonna last through the year.
I said I give it through like half of 2025. I mean,
Nah,
he's
you ain't say
already.
2025. You said this year.
Well, I sure I didn't say a year, but
No, you said this year.
He
because
means
his
here in comic book terms.
yeah, I mean a year.
You-
I mean a year in the books. A year in the books, Ambi. Come on, a year in the books. It's no way it's going to be turned around after 2 issues of his own book. No, but the cracks are the cracks are showing. Victor has the same tells he always has, because there is one thing about Doctor Doom that a friend of mine pointed out. He was like, for all of his power and for all of his changes, he actually doesn't change. He's still stuck in several points in the past that define him forever. He's like, how long would you let someone be like your blind spot? He's like, how long would you let Reed Richards be your blind spot and you're fucking Doctor Doom? I was like, oh, I'd probably put an end to it pretty quick. He was like, exactly. He's like, he makes the same mistakes. He's like, he has to lord it over him. He can't just kill him. Can't just take him out. He has to lord it over him. As long as he feels he has to do that, he'll never win. I was like, that's a great point.
That's a good point.
As long as he feels he has to lord his victory over an individual.
So in other words, you're saying this individual can't stop stalking him to pay attention and respond.
He's Doom is stalking. Reed ain't look. Reed
Well,
don't even be looking at him.
Reed don't have to respond either.
Reed doesn't have to respond, but
He
Doom
could just show up in a
But see, sometimes Doom just be in Latveria like, what's Richards doing? And I've seen it in the comics. You're just like, what's Reed doing? Like he goes and looks, checks it out.
That's what he doing. I'll foil his.
Right. He has sat back many a day on his view screen, and what is the accursed Richard? He even starts it out. The accursed Richards up to. Like, why do you care? It's 6 a.m. on a Sunday.
Right.
Do something different, Doc.
Representing
this Doom
too.
subject, the announcement of RDJ is coming back as Doom in this new Avengers Doomsday movie,
And Fantastic Four.
and Fantastic Four, I guess. So, how y'all feel about that moving forward to 2025?
I'm just gonna see what they do,
Well,
because
the
there's
dust is
no.
settled now because now people aren't talking that same shit they was talking in the beginning. Now people are for it all of a sudden.
I'm just gonna let it see, because I don't think he's gonna be the only Doom. By far, like I don't think he's forever Doom.
Well, Feige said that this is Doom and this is the Doom. So
This is Feige says a lot of things.
nah, Feige only says the facts. Feige never ghosts anybody. He either answer or he don't.
Right.
And he was very clear about this when he said, "Nah, this ain't no variants. This ain't no multiple Dooms." He said, "This is Doom."
Oh, well, then it is what it is.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fall back and wait for it. I'll let you know when I see a trailer or something, but I didn't like the decision at first. I didn't like the decision. I'm still on the fence with it because I was just watching like Civil War the other day. I was like, damn, dude, this Tony Starks and Iron Man, they really having beef right now, and
Right.
you watch it now after seeing everything, it kind of like changed your perception about the movie. Like, everyone was Team Cap and shit, and it was like, oh, fuck Tony Starks. But after you've seen all this shit happen, Tony Starks was kind of like you don't know which one to play because you had to prepare yourself. And then
They both were wrong.
Yeah, they both was wrong.
And they both was right because
Yeah.
if Stark didn't know, Stark should have been told about his parents and who did it, since everybody knew.
Exactly.
He shouldn't have went
Especially
off on Cap about it.
Comrade, I'm going to be on the team with you. Then we should let you heads up. Know your history.
But knowing who
Cap
Winter
was
Soldier
bogus,
was,
man. Cap was bogus.
Cap was
bogus.
But Cap wasn't the only one who was responsible for telling him. That's what I'm saying. The list is long.
Bucky was his blind.
Bucky wasn't responsible. Bucky was a programmed killing machine.
Nick Fury knew. Did he know?
Everybody knew, but Buck was a programmed killing machine. Like, you don't blame the programmed.
Y'all going to jump him at the end? Y'all jumping on me? Oh,
actually, Stark started that fight.
So what, man? He killed his mama.
Not on purpose. He wasn't aware.
Oh, not on purpose.
It's the
How you
Winter
gonna break
Soldier.
that down?
I mean, we
gonna
just
break the emotion. How you gonna say not on purpose?
Because that's the
all
point.
right.
I mean,
Dude, his mom been dead for a long time, so for him,
doesn't matter. You find out who killed your mom brutally,
but it wasn't him. It was
a superhero.
It was an assassination target, which means it wasn't the Winter Soldier.
I mean, if that's the case, do you think that Bucky Barnes, William Bucky Barnes,
Buchanan
should be held in trial and in jail for all the actions done as the Winter Soldier? Because
no, that's why he's not.
If you're saying Tony was right, you're saying everybody else.
About court and justice and take him to jail. I'm talking about they fighting. Dude wanted to beat his ass. I think you have a right to whoop somebody's ass. If
the person who did it
kill my mama.
The person who did it though.
So again, if this is a programmed sleeper agent who is not in control of himself, the person who gave the order, who wanted his parents dead, is the problem.
Oh my God! So y'all talking like y'all wouldn't do shit? What? Someone pop y'all parents. You seen the shit. You know the shit in the back of your head. You see this shit in the video. Ain't no explanation, dog. We superheroes. We the box.
Hold on. Exactly. Wait, Kaz. I get. We are superheroes. Therefore, we know the extremes that people take to get things done. If someone mind controlled you to punch the shit out of me, and I have to go find them and to break the mind control, I'm not gonna be salty at you the next day for punching me in the face or you was under control.
I'm glad you wouldn't be. I'm glad.
no, see.
Now we know. Like if one of us get controlled by something and we slap the shit out of Kaz, he coming for us, controller no. So we know this now. We know this.
What? He's supposed to just fall back and just
no. He was not supposed to fall back.
I'm not saying don't feel. I'm not saying don't be angry. But I'm saying you a superhero. Extreme circumstances exist. You live in a realm of mad scientists, gods, and mutations.
Right. Thanos won because of Baron Zemo.
Yeah.
Baron Zemo set that all up. And even Baron Zemo is not responsible for the murder. That's we still don't know who gave the order.
Yeah, we don't know who gave the order for it.
We know it was Hydra probably, but you know what I'm saying? It's the whole point of like you took out the guy who was brainwashed and is already suffering from remembering all of these murders, but not being in control of himself. And you mad at him.
A little slap up, man. He got a robot arm, man.
He a super soldier.
Take a slap. He could take a slap.
But he was about to hit him with a repulsor ray, not a slap.
That would have took his chest. That took his arm off. If that had hit him in flesh.
Hey. You know, sometimes, you know, he got these toys.
But we know Tony doesn't have a grip on reality. Shout out, like correlating to what we was just talking about with people having not holding on to shit for long periods of time. Right. Tony don't let go of shit. Tony still had mommy and daddy issues, and they were gone a long time. Yeah. Like we're talking about like long ago. Like
he led to alcoholism. They never really talked about that too much.
He never got over it. So that's the problem.
Yeah, they didn't go. They weren't bold enough to go full demon in the bottle. That's damn near 3 movies alone.
Yeah, I mean they did enough with that second movie.
Oh yeah, they did enough. They at least addressed it in the and I was okay with that, because going full demon in the bottle means that
people got a lot of
death. Yeah, there's a lot of death, because that beach scene during that time that was rough. Like, oh, Tony.
Oh, really? Raphael Sadiq time, huh?
Oh.
It never rains in Southern California.
Hey, shout out to Tony, and also shout out to them for lying to me at that concert about them getting back together and putting out an album in 2024. Didn't happen.
Well, so that's actually, it's not untrue. It's just there's a lot that goes with them all working together and putting together an album.
Oh, I saw it on stage. I saw the crowd. I was like, oh, that's why they don't always hang out. So I get it. Yeah. I get it, because Dwayne Higgins, as talented as he is, has got to be one of the worst prepared on stage performers I've ever seen in a band.
I mean, but even then, he's still more prepared than the average.
Yeah, but
they're just a higher level of performers.
Yeah, it was kind of like I see, like you see Raphael get all snarky with him on stage, like, oh wow, that happened, and then they just move on to the next song. It's like he say something like real smart ass to him, and like you see the faces, like, oh, are they about to like have an argument? I don't wish you no bad luck, baby. Like, all right, we moving on.
They're very professional in that Discord.
But was X-Men 96 this year?
97 was this year.
Yeah.
It was March of this year.
that was great.
This was a great year for animation.
Yeah,
just across the board.
Yeah, across the board as a thing. Yes. The last part of Crisis, no.
I gotta watch that.
Crisis.
Yeah,
don't.
I didn't watch it anyway.
Watch the first two. You can stop at. You can stop.
I've kind of lost interest in their stuff now.
In those animations, yeah.
Or just they're kind of like they've already peaked and they've done the best stories that they could do, and now they're just trying to find ways to do the same shit in different ways. But it's very much what if at this point. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
It seems like they cleared the deck a little bit. Like I watched all three parts. I would say that they cleared the deck to pretty much like when you get to the third part of Crisis, it feels like we're not doing any more of these. Whole crew this is our last go around. We don't give a shit. Let's just phone it in and get the check.
And that's
how part 3 felt. And then after that, Creature Commando started. So I pretty much think they just kind of cleared the slate for themselves.
Yeah, that's what I think they were shutting it down. Because they never went back to Justice League Dark. Justice League Dark was incomplete.
I don't like that.
Well, Justice League Dark Apocalypse, the Crisis connects to that. Because remember, Constantine reset the world, which leads to the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Like I don't know if a lot of people, because of the distance between those two releases, I don't know if a lot of people remember that he reset the world at the end of Apocalypse, and then therefore, because of that, we get the Crisis stuff, and that just seemed to be a ending for James Gunn to come aboard with Creature Commandos, which I have thoroughly enjoyed. G.I. Robot, my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, really? That was your favorite?
Oh, I love G.I. Robot.
Okay.
This is a wonderful day for killing Nazis. Anytime you just expect, you find joy in killing Nazis, I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
And there you have it. I thought that storyline itself, and that kind of worried me with James Gunn doing this. It's like, is his jokes and his perspective is going to reach everyone? I take it back. I thought G.I. Robot was a little bit too much. I didn't like all the Nazi jokes too much. It's like it's 2024. I'm kind of tired of Nazi jokes,
especially if you're not going to do the real Nazis.
But he's a robot stuck in pretty much stuck.
Yeah, and that's the killing thing, because he was doing the interviews and he was testing out the audience like, y'all Nazis in here. And
that was the best thing where he connected the new Nazis.
Yeah.
That there are still Nazis. Like, we ain't got to worry about the other Nazis in Germany. Nah, you got your own type of Nazis right here in America.
Right here.
Right.
And that's what have been the thing, is that if he had went on a proper rampage and just realized that there's a whole world of them out there.
Well, he's been in custody for
God knows how long.
Yeah,
that was the kick.
But nevertheless, Creature Commandos actually is turning out to be pretty good, because this last episode I saw where they had Clayface.
And Harbor is great.
Yeah.
David Harbor is just amazing.
In all his variations, because Harbor plays multiple characters in a lot of different animations.
Okay.
And in all of them, he's hilarious.
He owns Red Guardian.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
He owns Red. He is 100% Red Guardian all the way.
And now he's now the monster too. He's perfect.
Yeah,
he's Frankenstein, dude.
He's heartbroken Frankenstein.
Yeah,
it's fucking hilarious.
I got a question. I got tons of questions for you.
Yes.
Did you say my name at the same time? Like,
it's like this big ass dude, and he's just breaking down, crying.
But that fight with Clayface was dope. And if Clayface is going to be a horror movie or whatever they're going to take that Clayface
horror
movie,
series, right?
Yeah, I could see that, man.
Oh, Clayface!
Frankenstein off. Yeah, Frankenstein stumbling. It was like, yeah, man.
Right.
That's That's cold. You got the monster struggling for help. Then
Yeah.
I'm ready for Clayface. I'm ready for Batman. Whatever you gonna do, James, let's do it. So
also I want to add on to this. Also, Creature Commandos makes me look at Weasel a different light, because his episode was very eye opening. I was like, oh wow,
that episode was so cold, bro. Like I
that
totally
actually is one of my favorite episodes.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because now we understand Weasel more, and he's not just this thing that we kind of see doing random shit in the background. So he actually has more. We're being given context for these creatures, and I like that. They like it's being built into the story, because there is no reason for people who don't know about Creature Commandos to like buy in. So you have to give the audience a little. I like how James Gunn is doing it. He's telling everyone's origins interspersed with what's actually happening currently, and he's doing
which is
it well.
what he did with Suicide Squad too.
Yeah, which is what he did with Suicide. He does that really well. That's something James Gunn excels at, as well as picking just the proper soundtrack. The Middle Eastern punk music.
That was wild.
Chef kiss to the Middle Eastern punk music. Like I don't know if because I don't know everyone's musical taste in full, so like I don't know how far you branch out. But in the second episode, that song that plays during like the action sequences, I was like, that's on a playlist of mine.
Okay.
Like I was like, oh my god, like he's using all these like rare and world punk musics and ska bands. I'm like, this is James Gunn. This is all his formula, and I'm enjoying it. Like so far between that and the Superman trailer, I'm okay with what James Gunn is doing right now.
Yeah,
same here.
For animation, for me, this is Akira's year, Toriyama's year, because he did both Sandland and then Dragon Ball Daima came out.
Yes.
And I'm loving both of them. I loved Sandland for what it was. It was a very familiar story to me already, and that was a nice, complete, arc in it that gave us everything we needed. But this Daima is like lore rich. It's original. The fights are like, it's a totally different type of fighting than what you're used to from like the regular, what you expected after watching Super. It's come a long way. Like we're back to the fundamentals where skills are overpowered.
Okay.
And so right now, animation wise, that might be one of my favorites of the year. I actually also there's an anime called Level Up. No,
Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling.
I knew that's what you meant.
Solo Leveling is like, that was the anime for me this year. That was great. And that's like, it's the type of anime where you got these guys, like basically these portals start opening up, and basically these portals are connected to dungeons and to mythological creatures, and they come out and they fight. So they had to get these, a guild together to fight these creatures. But this one guy who was the worst in the D level of guilds ended up getting killed in a particular special type of dungeon. And then directly after that, that dungeon granted him like the ability to literally like almost video game the world. And he gets like, he gets all the video, like the typical role-playing game, RPG style. So like he's going through these dungeons going crazy, and he got the more, like, let's say the more base levels he beat, he ranks up. Then he can fight the higher level creatures, and then the higher levels. And ultimately he's getting better and better, but he has to hide it because, the guilds are very possessive of the minerals and ores and the resources that they pull out of these dungeons. So he makes enemies as he keeps like destroying these dungeons, and they like, how you always surviving? And he can't tell nobody because obviously it's trouble. But he got this one A-lister dungeon master that's like basically trying to kill him because he killed his brother, who was a psychopath.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this dude would send people into the dungeon, and then he would kill them in the dungeon and then keep all the treasure. And he happened to be in there with this D dude who's actually a badass. It's a great anime though.
Yeah, no, I think I'm like 7 episodes in, and I have really enjoyed it. I had it as background noise at first, and then I started paying attention. And I was like, oh, this is worth it. Like, okay, like this is worth it. So yeah, I agree with you there, Ambi. That Solo Leveling goes hard. Dragon Ball Daima goes hard.
Yeah, that does.
I
like
mean,
the okay. There's a few. I like the Terminator Zero series that was on Netflix.
that was
Yeah,
really
that was
good.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was really good.
I like the I liked the Batman Cape
The
Crusader.
Cape
the Cape
Crusader.
Crusader.
Yeah, that was on
That was very
that was on
enjoyable.
Prime. It was enjoyable. You know, it
Yeah.
didn't bother me. You know, even though they switched up a lot of characters and things like that, but it didn't bother me as much where I didn't want to see it or cringeworthy. So I really like that one. And of course, X-Men '97. I think hands down, that's probably my favorite of the year.
Yeah,
They really
and that set the stage for the return of Gambit to the forefront.
yeah.
Made Gambit
And
popular.
Apocalypse.
Literally
Apocalypse.
apocalypse.
You gotta say it like a Polish Chicago plumber. Apocalypse.
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 You know what?
News there, the apocalypse there.
And far more beyond mutants as they are beyond Jew.
Beyond Jews?
What do you call about him, man? No, you know what I mean.
Holy moly.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my.
WFNG.
Right.
Fired up. So yeah, man. Talking about animation, let's get into the shows, man. I mean, one of my favorite shows this year has to be Penguin.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, it's just I forget that it's like Gotham because it's just a good crime drama.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's
I don't
the
even
beauty of it.
I don't even really think about like maybe in the first couple episodes I was thinking, this is Gotham, but now I just watch it. Like I was like,
Now, yeah.
And that's what's beautiful about it because it's like not only is it just a world building stage post the Batman, but like you just said, it has that crime drama element where you go further into the crime underworld that Gotham has to offer. And everything ain't always got to be, revolving around somebody in a costume. You got your Maronis, you got
Falcone.
I said a long time ago, I'm like, Gotham is a character itself. It just takes a talented and inspired story to make it stick out. Because there was a Gotham comic at one point, and the stories that were good were about the GCPD and the mafia.
Yeah.
No freaks, no bat, no one leaving clues or no. I think maybe the only main bat villain that showed up was Harvey. And it was a very disturbed Harvey. It was during one of his more unstable periods where he was he was a little more playing like judge, jury, executioner, like they showed in that one episode of the animated series, except not corny. He wasn't showing up in a big judge robe and doing it. He was just like flipping, like he was like going around flipping his coin, getting vengeance on people. It was real dark, real dark Harvey.
Well,
other
this
than
series
that,
digs
that was
into
about it.
neighborhoods.
And you know what they should because Gotham has a lot of neighborhoods.
This one, the focus being on because you wanted to understand Penguin, you had to understand his roots and how he grew up and all the things that were surrounding him, like how he idolized a particular type of mobster that was not just on the crime side, but was one of those that gave back to the community, did the turkey drives and would, help out the people in the community.
But this is classic gangster 101. You know what I mean?
That was like
from Sopranos to Frank Lucas. Anyone could fill that gap. It's and that's the brilliance of this show because it's like you could take these figures out and put in someone else. You could move the pieces around. It could be a total crime drama story. But no, this is about Gotham. And actually, it's kind of one of the best comic book series out that I've seen, bro. Because the way the cinematography was very well kept.
Well, it was definitely high level cinematography.
So and I meant to pick your brain at it long ago. Go back and watch episode 3, Kaz. There is a drone shot that is fucking stunning. It's like they start up above the city and it just descends.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about.
It just descends. I mean, it descends, and but in its descent, you feel like you're getting more visual information than the wide shot. It's real. It's real sublime. Like I had like, as someone who's only like a novice at such camera stuff, I was like, oh, I bet the camera, the film people are like, oh my, this shot is amazing.
Hey, you see that shot? Hey, guy. And that was actually some of the talk in real time when it was going on. You know, a lot of people would come together and be like, yo, this is actually put together very well. You know what I'm saying?
This is a different standard.
Right. And see, like another beauty about it too is that I like how they go with the dynamic of, you know, suburbs versus city of Gotham.
Yeah, because his mom was in the burbs, right?
Right, exactly. And then like it's just how beautiful that this tells.
You see the classism in Gotham, you know what I mean? With
exactly.
Slums, you know, where it was getting treated, even during the flood moments, what was getting treated at versus the ones where it was less like noticeable, like, nah, we ain't fucking with that. Oh.
And this tells a way better version of Gotham than the Gotham TV series that was on Fox.
So
I never got into that show. So this goes
to me.
The Gotham series did not focus on Gotham at all.
Right.
Gotham, the series Gotham could have been a police officer in any town. It just had a bunch of the Gotham villains.
So it was a cop show rather than.
It was a cop show, but it didn't really showcase that. Like, it didn't make you feel like Gotham. It didn't do anything Gotham-y.
Right.
That's the new word. It wasn't Gotham-y.
It didn't, and I feel like they wasted that actor as Jim Gordon, because that guy's a good actor. I can't think of his name right now. He's a good actor.
McKenzie.
Yeah. And I kind of felt like because of how once they drifted away from the Commissioner Gordon stuff, then I stopped caring about the show. Like when it became Bruce and Selena running around as wayward kids, I'm like,
basically it was like Smallville but in Gotham.
Well, see, that's why I didn't watch it, was because
that's how they run around the Absolute Batman too.
But they're grown, dude.
Also,
but I mean, you have a show, and we'll get back to the 20 best of 2024. But when you have a show that's about Batman, but you change the lore of Batman, and that he becomes Batman far too fucking early, and all the villains are villains without the mob connections, then it's weak. The whole point of the whole Batman game is that all of the villains are variations of mob bosses. They all rule their own games. Even the Joker runs a game.
Riddler.
They all. Riddler is technically the only one without a game.
No, he hires henchmen,
but he really be on his own.
I mean, Joker hires henchmen too, but I would like to know, in the early days of this Jokerdom, after the first few henchmen deaths, who was not the crazies, but like which just random thug, like random Gotham thug, like you know, the stick up kid. You know what? This Joker guy sounds like a good deal. I'm going. Like,
well, that's why I like the Dark Knight, because the Dark Knight clarified. At first, no one knew who the Joker was. They just heard the stories. Right. And then later, after he finally came out, it was the fear. Like, I'd rather fuck with him than be against him.
Oh yeah. But
actually, in the video game Arkham Asylums, I used to like, you know, you could just hang out and hear the criminals talking shit. They always would like, man, I will work with the Penguin. This motherfuckers on, but Joker paying more. You know what I mean? It was all about your values of the streets. Right. So whatever value you see in this leader, Joker crazy. And they'll say he crazy, man. He shot someone up.
For no reason.
For no reason. But
whatsoever.
You know, I'm still here, man, making this money.
I'd rather be behind the Joker's gun than in front of the Joker's gun. Because anybody in front of it.
No, ask Bob. He was off to the side. He still caught it.
He gave him the gun.
He handed him the gun. He handed him the gun.
Bob was an idiot.
No, Bob was doing his job. His boss.
When your boss says gun and there's no villains around, you know you're getting shot.
Yeah,
it's a risk, man.
It's the risk.
The risk versus reward. Because Joker don't care about money, so he'll give it to you.
In the streets, the risk. Isn't there a live wire nigga out there in the streets?
That's Scarface anyway.
Team up with, you know what I mean? That's street shit.
Like on The Wire, would you team up with Omar?
No.
Nah.
And I ain't worried about getting shot with Omar.
Nah, I don't want nothing to do with Omar.
Yeah,
No.
Omar's
Right.
bad for business. No.
Very bad for business.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everybody run and be like, "Omar coming." I'm like, "Oh, I'm gotta go."
No?
It's like Debo, except
Yeah.
my chain.
Oh,
Man,
Omar is
remember,
a
you pull up your
reason.
pants when Omar coming.
Yeah,
Omar,
right.
Omar is a reason. Omar is a reason
Tighten your
to
belt.
is a reason to elevate how you hustle. That's what Omar is the reason to elevate
Shit,
why you
the higher
hustle.
you hustle, Omar coming faster. The more money you make, Omar
No,
see you.
because then you off his blocks.
You are not off his blocks. If Omar know you got money, he was famous for robbing the drug dealers. The more money you made, the more he was gonna pay
It was
attention.
food.
Then
It was
I guess I'm
food, bro.
just moving it to
It's about
Mississippi.
if you a
Yeah.
microwave dish or
Yeah.
you a big plate. Either or.
Omar was the opposite of the fiend. He's the only person when you hit the block, the drug dealers walk away. They leave their corners.
Yeah.
They did not want to serve and have money out when he's around because he will take their money and they stash.
Yeah.
And they booty. All of it.
All the booty.
All the booty. He take it all.
That's Omar for you.
Yeah, Omar
So, yeah,
was wild
man,
business.
Penguin is a great show.
Right. So this penguin's great.
Penguin guy. Shout out to
Penguin
Colin
guy.
Farrell for the makeup. And you know, after
The
seeing
sacrifice.
this show and after seeing this makeup and this work of art that they made creating this character, it kind of relaxed me a little bit on the RDJ thing. Because if they do Dr. Doom in the same like face where we don't recognize RDJ,
that'd be
then
something cool.
maybe
If
you
Doom
know,
ever takes off his mask.
oh, Doom for I'm quite sure he's gonna take off his mask now. I mean,
It's a
I'm
Marvel
hoping he
movie.
don't.
even one of my best figures is the Mezco Dr. Doom figure. So that's one of my best figures, and they come with the mask off. If you know Doom, the mask come off sometimes, man. It can't come off, man. It's musty in here.
I mean,
You know, I was checking out when
mean,
you
that's-
first said it, I thought you was talking about Run the Jewels, and I was like,
That's actually one of those things in the past that he can't let go of. How many times has he had his scars healed and he purposely put them back?
Put him back, yeah.
well, that's character for him. That's his memories. He wears his scars proudly, beaten by many stripes to be who he is.
Those scars on his face are from one event in particular. When Reed Richards tried to actually stop him from using bad math.
Oh, I wonder why he's upset at Reed.
Because Reed stopped his wants to
Reed's
stop
fault.
him.
My calculations are perfect. He changed the decimal.
No,
His fault.
he actually it is Doom's fault because he didn't change the decimal. Reed tried to tell him you should change your math.
And I would
because-
believe that Reed did it on purpose too if I was Doom. He sabotaged me. He's trying to trick me. He really changed those numbers. Now he's trying to prove it, make it seem like he's better.
Think about that's what's on his mind all this time. Like for real, like dude been mad.
Well,
Oh,
here's
this
the
little
thing,
shit.
and here's the thing,
Like,
Amby.
what
He's
the
he's
hell?
achieved omnipotence at least 4 times, so he could just look back at that event and see that Richards had nothing to do. Like
Doom does not look back, only forward.
obviously that is not true. That is categorically not true. That is insanely not true.
Reed is still alive. It's present. His presence is the present.
So when you had the Cosmic Cube, why didn't you unmake him?
Because then he wouldn't have purpose. It is purpose that drives us, Neo. There's no way around it. It's inevitable. The whole way it plays out, Doom has to go through these phases because Doom became God Doom to realize he doesn't need to be God Doom. That was the whole point.
That was the point, yeah, because he kind of was like, all right, well, I don't want
If Marvel ever gets all their shit together, and I think they're starting to figure it out with him becoming Sorcerer Supreme, finally, they're realizing Doom has to have eventually a journey, and he has never finished his journey because even though he learns, they haven't demonstrated what he learned. And we know he's learning. He can't be one of the smartest guys in the room, but not figure out the most obvious thing that he's the problem. And even he's had the other Dooms that he's met, and they told him, "I realize I'm the problem."
Right.
And
Yeah,
the other dude
and
said,
then-
"Oh,
and
so
then
you weak
and
now? Okay,
Supreme-
then I'll just
and-
take your shit."
Supreme Doom skinned them and wears them
Right.
in armor.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the
That's
learning.
how that worked. But I mean, all of this learning, this infinite learning loop. When is he going to like not F it up.
When is Reed not gonna F it up?
Reed F's up a lot, and I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. They're
But
all the same.
He doesn't make the
same.
same.
F it up.
He doesn't make the same. Reed actually does not make the same mistake.
No,
Doom
he continuously
does.
pisses off Sue.
Oh, that hasn't happened. They haven't written that in that era of
No,
Reed.
he just
far
recently
done.
he had okay.
That era of Reed is far done.
Yeah, after they divorced.
That era of Reed is far done.
Listen, Reed is Doom and Doom is Reed. They're always been the same. The only difference is one had the girl. But they both have a lineage of fuck up.
I am going. They do have a lineage of fuck up, but I divorced myself of them being the same, different sides of the same coin.
If Doom had a thing, Doom would be better. But if Reed didn't have a thing, we'd all be dead.
Ben, where? What do you mean, Ben Grimm?
Ben is the reason why Reed is not fucking gone. Reed would have the whole fucking unit. Reed doesn't even care half the time.
I agree with that. I agree.
Its thing keeps us alive.
I think Reed is a
balance.
bigger problem than Doom. Actually,
they're both fucked up. I mean, in terms of safety, I wouldn't put my hands. I wouldn't vote for either of them
at all.
Reed is fucking
Reed.
terrifying.
Fuck Reed.
And that's why it is the way he is. His kid is Reed without the fucking safety net.
That motherfucker make universes. That's crazy work.
Valeria is the dangerous one, not Franklin.
What we say again?
Okay, yeah.
Valeria is the dangerous one, not Franklin.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. They're dangerous to me and shit. That's just one's more dangerous than the other.
Damn Richard kids.
Franklin is physically powerful, and his abilities are far beyond the scope.
And if he sneezes too hard one day,
what Valeria do?
But Valeria is smart, and she has Reed's intelligence with Sue's cunning. Valeria is the dangerous one. She can manipulate. She can manipulate Franklin. Like, so that's who you're worried about.
Causes summation. It's a nasty bitch.
That's a dangerous motherfucker. Man.
Hey, Corey.
Just as cunning.
Hi, guys.
Just as cunning.
What's happening?
It's good, man.
Hey, hit us with the goodies, man. Give us, because we went through a few things. Give us some of your 2024 highlights outside of movies and music, because we ain't there yet.
Outside of movies and music, a few games.
Okay, go ahead.
A few game stuff. Virtua Fighter 6 is a reality. That's shocking.
I saw.
Yeah. Like, if anyone who's know or don't know, VF5 came out way back in 2000, oh my God, 7, 8 or so. So we have not had a new
came
VF
out
game
at a
in
time
years.
where Nelly was popular.
Right. Yeah, so we've had updates for the game, which are really cool and really good. The game is so good, it lasts for so long, but we're finally getting part 6, and it looks really amazing. That Final Fantasy Rebirth I really enjoy. It's a great game. We have Baldur's Gate, a really, really great game. A few lows though. Gaming has had some issues lately. A lot of big AAA titles were kind of bombing because I think they were doing cash grabs, in my opinion. At least game development in the West, I feel like corporate is pretty much just making stuff to think AAA is just going to be a cash grab, and it really isn't. And a few other like Me Too games, they kind of got to get it together next year. I think a few studios went down because of stuff like that. I think at least 2 big major AAA bombs happened this year.
Okay.
So that's something that got to be like dealt with.
That's why I like Black Myth Wukong, because it's none of that bullshit. It's a straight up.
It's
game.
a AAA game too, but right, it's a straight up game, right? And not,
but it's more game.
Yeah, no pay to play type shit. Ain't got to be.
That's another one. That's another problem. Yeah.
There ain't none of that. It's straight up game. So that's why it's one of my favorites of the year, actually.
Yeah,
I've been really getting into them Backrooms games and some of them horror games that have been coming out on PC. The Backrooms games, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys know what the Backrooms are.
What are
I
they?
do.
Yeah, so the back rooms is like it started with these. There was a couple of YouTube videos, basically the stories of people getting lost in these parallel realities, almost like the upside down from Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so you be in these worlds where it's like infinite. It's like you're inside of a mall or an office building or a bunch of or anything, and you're just in there, and it's just like infinite rooms. And the deeper you go, the more supernatural and unsavory and scary things get until you get to some climax, which is either your demise or discovering something transcending about it. Sometimes it's very Lovecraftian.
Lovecraftian.
Yeah, very much so. It's very much
Okay.
in that space. And most of the time, these are games where you're by yourself and the games scare you with nothing. What makes them amazing.
That's
it,
ill.
Okay.
it scares you with
Nothing
atmosphere, music, and just like the lighting and the visual setting.
That
But
is-
there's no creatures, there's no
That alone
threat.
make a
That
great,
is
great
the-
game experience. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the whole point of most Lovecraft pieces and Lovecraft based things is that you feel the influence of the thing, you feel the presence of the thing, you see the effects of the thing, but you never see the thing until the very last either moment or sometimes in some of his stories the creature would show up in the last paragraph. And
Yeah, that's how the back rooms are.
but it's all about building the atmosphere, and so that's what the backroom games do, though. They build that atmosphere so that something as simple as the wind blowing in the background sets you off like, oh my god, what was that? Like, and it's nothing. And it'll literally be nothing. It's not a Resident Evil trick, because Resident Evil was good for tricking you. Oh, that sounds nothing, and it's like a goddamn terror.
Depending on the
Coming your
Resident
way.
Evil, sometimes other times they'll get you.
Yeah.
But
There's a game this year that's really one of this like really great. Now also this is also some lore that's kind of been around for a minute. The SCP stories, the secure, capture, protect.
I heard of those.
So the movie, The Cabin in the Woods is based on SCP.
Really?
And so basically SCP,
there's a lot of concepts that could be used, you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure the SCP will make it to movie soon because right now in the games it's killing it. But SCP is an organization, a government organization above all organizations. They've been around forever, and their primary obstacle is to capture and contain and control any anomalies.
Yeah.
So that means any type of strange like artifacts or creatures or whatever. The weirdest shit is
Mogwais,
but it would be Mogwais in there. So they have them in this facility, just like in the cabin in the woods. They're all in these little control cages. And this particular game is about the SCP coming across a particular creature that could predict the future. And the future that it predicted was the end of the world, that humans were going to cause the world to end. So the SCP organization in this game decided to unleash SCPs on different parts of the world. So this is a inner group of SCP agents who said we can't allow SCP to do this because this is gonna annihilate people too. So you might as well let humans annihilate the world. So as the character, you go in with your SWAT team, and you guys have to go through this SCP base that's already the creatures have been set free. So dead bodies everywhere, chaos is everywhere, and you got to try to recontain or address all of these threats.
For those who may not have played or seen any of this, think Dead Space in terms of you walk in and everything's already fucked.
Yeah, and then you gotta walk this long ass hallway.
Yeah, you have to traverse this hallway, and all this shit is fucked, and you don't know what did it, you don't understand what did it, but you gotta walk this hallway. That's what it's like.
You know, I'm stuck at Dead Space at a certain point.
I'm
not walking in there.
Well, fam, Dead Space ain't got nothing on this new generation of games.
Oh yeah,
I
was just giving people context. Yeah. I'm just giving people context as far as like in case they haven't seen it, that would be like the closest thing.
What's the new one? The Calistro Protocol?
Yeah, the Cagliostro Protocol.
After all,
it's insane.
Really?
The games now like that, like you know how Alien set the pace and the thing set the pace.
But it's really
these are their own games. They're not even, the lore is nothing the same, the context is nothing the same. But I mean, you have to go through these phases of things. And the thing I like about the SCP stuff, because there's a million of them different games by different producers, there's like SCP is like the Doctor Who villains or the Doctor Who aliens. One of them is like the angels. It's a statue that if you look away from it, it's gonna get you.
Oh, wow.
So you have to play the
shit.
game, and if you once you see it, you got to back away from it, and you got to go through spaces and get to places that it can't pass through, like little tight spaces or climb under things. Because even though it's a statue, it can't crawl under things. And so that's one SCP that gets on my nerve because
Can it go through things?
no, it can't go through things. But when it moves, so like let's say there's a hallway connecting to another hallway, and there's multiple ways to get to where I am. If I go right, but I'm backing away from it, as soon as I turn my corner, you just hear this sound like this, and next thing you know, it'll be right next to you from the other side because it moves at warp speed. It moves fast. So
Wow.
if you have to
you
have to wear it playing the game just with this one. You got to wear headphones so you can hear this sound coming from whatever direction it's coming from. Because if you don't look, it got you. And the good part is you can play this with another player or with multiple players as a team, so we can look in different directions. And that's not even the worst. That's just the one that gets on my nerve. For this one, you got to keep your eye on it. But then there's other creatures. There's this I don't even know what the hell this thing is. It's like a chicken. It's like a giant chicken. Yes, it's a giant chicken. And
do you fist fight this chicken?
No, it just lays eggs and then little baby chickens come out.
Can you eat this chicken?
If you kill it. But then there's
if it bleeds, you can kill it.
But then there's this room that's like that. When you walk into this room, the room can move around. And the room is deceptive because if you walk into this room, you end up in this house that has no exit.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, wow.
So it's like you have to pay attention to certain things with the doorknob or with the door. Or if you open the door, you got to look in the room carefully before you walk in. Because if you walk in this room, you're trapped. You're in this
like in Agatha.
Yeah, you trapped in this endless house. It has no door out. And then there's another place where it's like there's actually a house, and this one they keep in this like they keep this house on stilts.
Is there infinite food in the kitchen?
There is nothing in there. Nothing.
Oh no, this is madness.
What happened to the chicken?
This is madness.
It's not in there. It's not in there. Then there's a door that eats
There's
people.
no seasoning in said house with no doorknobs.
Yeah. So, there's another door that is actually a creature. It looks like a door, but if you go to open the door,
like
it'll eat you.
Like
Yeah, but it's stuck as a door. For some reason, it stays the door.
Yeah, I ain't touching that knob.
But it's a real door. You want to go in this room because sometimes you need to go in this room. So you have to like I did this thing where, and again, this is where it plays well into the other SCPs. You get something to chase you, and you make the door eat it, and then once it eats something, it takes a second. So then you can go in the room. So it's like the games are complex. Okay. But these are some for the dark people who like horror and dark stuff. The Backrooms and the SCP stories, those are the top tier right now.
For those who like their video games with a lot of gore and violence from beginning to end, Space Marine 2 is the journey.
Oh, that game is great.
Really?
Yes, that actually might be my favorite game this year.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh, Space Marine 2 is just like if you love Gears of War, then Space Marine.
Yeah,
Space
this is
Marine
right up
I've
there.
heard.
you.
I've heard.
And it is 100%
Brutal,
true.
like chainsaw
animations.
animations.
Power sword, chainsaw, bolters, all of it.
And the lore in this goes deep.
The lore. Credit. I mean, it's true to the lore.
I thought I died in that one scene, and then they elevated me.
In fact, the secret level for Warhammer episode features Titus.
Yeah. It does.
Titus is in the secret level episode. It's the prequel to the whole Space Marine thing.
Yeah, that's how he got to that.
Yeah, that's how we got there. Man, that game is so incredibly fun. My only gripe with it that is too short, but like you can still go through like the power up levels, and there's going to be lots of DLC. Games Workshop, who owns 40K, is gearing up for a huge 2024 in both the tabletop and media realms, as the show is either going to be produced or is in talks to be produced in Amazon. But their main thing,
they definitely already started it.
They've already started.
Well, it started pre-production.
Their main thing, though, is known as the Black Library outside of the tabletop game, which is their line of novels, and they put out horror novels and novellas and short stories. And I've read some of those, and if I had to pick a short story, it's called "Don't Answer the Call."
Oh wow.
And
As
it's
if you
set-
have a choice.
Yeah, it's called "Don't Answer." It's called "Don't Answer the Call."
Who can't answer the call in that universe?
It's
It's
set in the Warhammer 40K universe, but it's all about a factory worker. No space marines involved. It's all about a
Say
factory worker.
what?
Yep.
Real fast, guys. Yeah. Also, this year, a lot of fighting game stuff. And don't mean to interrupt. My battery about to die soon.
No,
A
do your
lot of
thing.
comebacks of a lot of old games. Like we got Marvel's Capcom 2 on a major consoles now on PS5
Yeah,
and
Capcom
Xbox.
Fighting Arcade.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot
I
of
have
those
that on
games
the
came
Switch.
back. Yeah. SNK kind of snapped. SNK has like Terry Bogard in the Street Fighter, which they've never crossed over before in a main game before. And next year we're getting SNK Fatal Fury. Well, their game's coming out, and some Street Fighter characters are going to be in that. And of course, Return to Sega. They're making a bunch of stuff too. So yeah, it's been a really good year for I think fighting games and fighting game content.
And Sonic 3 is good.
Of course,
Yeah.
I expect no less. I expect no
3
less.
is
I'm gonna see it next week.
Oh, you talking about the movie? I was like,
The
wait a
movie,
minute.
Yeah. No, Sonic
You
3
talking about a new
game.
is actually really good.
You didn't see 1 and 2?
Of course I did.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm
We-
not mad at Sonic. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind watching Sonic 3. I'm not mad at Sonic at all.
Yeah, you said you guys covered a series already?
No, you can talk series, yeah.
You go ahead, just jump in. What you got?
Just do it.
Yeah,
Just
since
just
your
go.
battery down, what you
We
got?
had a lot of good stuff this year. I think it's stuff I wanted to talk about. I think you guys covered X-Men 97,
Yeah.
the Batman.
Yep.
The Pain was dope. I enjoyed the Agatha stuff a bit. That's just me. We had a lot of good stuff this year. Really, series really kind of like hit a lot of home runs this year with series across the board and in general. So we get more of that stuff next year. I still got to see all the James Gunn stuff. I've not seen Creature Commandos yet,
It's
which I
good.
do want to see. I have to get Max, but it's James Gunn. I expect no less.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Less. Yeah.
Let him cook, man. Let him cook.
Yeah.
You watched any anime?
I watched Dragon Ball, the new Dragon Ball Z Diamond. I did like that. I had to kind of school a young cat saying, "Oh, it's not action enough." I was like, "Dude, we have enough Dragon Ball Z action. We need some adventure.
We need some storytelling. We need some
storytelling and world building.
It's been a while since they did that with Dragon Ball. So I was happy for the return of the let's travel out. Because at some point in Dragon Ball, everyone just came to Goku. He had to go nowhere.
Always the waiting for Goku show. I've had that debate. Like Johnson can tell you, the whole show is mostly waiting for Goku to come, finish the main bad guy of the week of what's going on. Yeah. He does everything. And that's how it is. And then it's a very action heavy show. That's fine. I think it's great, but you can't have action all the time. I'm glad Dragon Ball when did some adventure stuff, and we needed that.
And the action is better because there's build up to it.
Yes, there's build up to it, and then also a lot of world building. So I think
you learning so much about all of them. Like all the people with pointy ears are from the dragon realm. I mean, from the demon realm. You learning so much about the 3 layers, like their levels. Like we already met Deborah, so now we learning about how Deborah was the demon king, and before who was the demon king before that. It's like there's a lot to this. And we learn who created the whole fucking universe.
Yeah,
or the multiverse.
This is definitely deepening the Dragon Ball lore, but it needed it. It needed this infusion of lore because if you really think about it, most Dragon Ball just reads like a series of fight cards. It's like watching old boxing tapes. It's like you said, Goku versus the.
They're always waiting for Goku in most cases, or there's a tournament or some shit. Now that's your jam, fine, but to me, that's not all Dragon Ball Z should be about.
Correct.
It's like I have the same problem with Batman. People, they want the same Batman shit every time they do something. It's like, no, there's more to Batman and the Batman mythos. Then you don't why you want the same things over and over again. That's pretty much my argument.
So. I can't say that word on the mic, but anyway. Yeah, go ahead.
Real fast. Also, although it did somewhat okay at the box office, It's still better than Joker 2, of course. When it came out, that was Transformers 1. That was a
yes.
really
we
great
talked
movie.
about it. Corey, you was
Yeah.
right. You was right, Corey. You was right.
Yeah,
was right.
Get Corey his chops.
Yeah, you get to. I was on you for the cups, but you actually got a cup for defending that movie. You standing on your ground. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
look at Corey getting a cup, man. Oh man.
Oz may have given you a cup, young
Oh,
man.
here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we
Oz may have
go.
given you a cup.
Now I was watching him play Virtual Fighter with some of the top gamers, and he was holding his own.
Yeah, I played the top person in the country. Yeah, Tricky Eileen. She's won Combo Breaker 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, you was doing your thing. I mean, you actually
Was
got
that
her.
random or did you set that up?
Friend of a friend. My friend Joe, I guess, was talking to her on the stream and invited her over, and we all played. So yeah, it was kind of a random thing.
Because I think you got her at least one. You might have got the whole game, but you got her at least one round.
I think it was 2, and she came back and beat me, something like that.
Oh yeah,
I
you
lost
did
track.
2 in a row, and then she just smoked you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
crazy.
she's and actually everyone hates that character. Eileen, that character's annoying as shit.
Yeah,
Even Tricky said, she's like, yeah, even the Japanese players hate her.
Yeah, that fucking monkey, like she doing the monkey shit and everything, and then them kicks, like, it looked like it's low power hits, and then when she gets you, all of a sudden your shit just go.
It's a lot of low high mix ups. Hardly no one uses her, and without me having enough experience how to fight her or how all her stuff and mechanics work, I don't know how to deal with her. And she got a flip that's a mix up. She can flip and hit you or flip and throw you. The throw is not techable. You have to guess.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you can't control that.
If you guess right, you can crouch and make her miss and punish. If you don't guess right and stand there, you get thrown. You can't tech it.
Wow.
Tech meaning break it. Yeah.
No, I got you.
So so there's that. So yeah.
Yeah, he was doing his thing in there with them, and it was that other dude that was murking everybody.
Yeah, that guy plays in Verse Fighter League with us. He's really good. Yeah,
he ran for like what 20 games. He did a 20 game run before he lost.
20 and
approximately.
Before he lost,
approximately. Yeah.
Man, how y'all get that good, man? It's like what y'all do?
Play with each other like that.
A lot of trial and error, a lot of things to learn. You got to pick it up in nuggets. But the more the challenge is learning and the fun and how deep the game is. Learn the game, learn the character. It's kind of like the short version I can kind of give it. And the more you put into it and you enjoy it, the better you'll get.
Because Corey's dialogue during the game was helping me understand. He was calling out what different characters were gonna do or how they would do it and how you need to do certain things to protect yourself. So whether it's a block or a counter, or you got to be faster with your draw to hit first.
Yeah.
And each one got a different rhythm.
Right.
Like, yeah. And it's like mostly in most fighting games, especially VF, there's a lot of rock, paper, scissors. So what beats blocks throws, what beat throws strikes. So when it comes to throws, you cannot throw anyone out of attack. A throw will lose to an attack, but a block will lose to a throw. Now, what gets tricky, you have to learn in the beginning. There are moves when you, if you block a move, some move can be punished with just a strike. Some move can be punished with a strike and a throw. It means it's called a guaranteed throw punish. And most of those you can kind of see visually, like if you fight Jeffrey, there's a hopping knee, you can guarantee get a throw counter for that. Now, the opponent can protect himself and break that throw from doing that, but they have to guess right. So that's another rock, paper, scissors. You know someone's going to throw you. You have 4 chances to guess the right command to break that throw.
Okay. All right. So yeah, now
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm ready to grab the sticks.
I mean, if you have not gotten the VF, it's a good time to get in with the. I've got to mention the update. They updated VF.
Get on the sticks.
It's got a long update, which is like a brand new game now. So you've never played it. We're almost all on a different playing field, not same playing field, because they changed the game. The game has not been changed for probably over 12, 13 years. With the new update, they changed everything. They changed the weight class.
That dropped this year?
That dropped a few weeks ago.
Wow. Okay.
The VF5 2.0 update.
I saw you playing.
And Corey already getting it in.
Yeah.
I'm rusty. I just got started playing. I haven't played in months. I got to get back to playing.
Rusty my ass.
Get
I was
your chops
watching.
up. Get your chaps
If
up.
that's rusty,
Yeah.
then damn.
Get your chaps up.
Yeah, that's Russ, man. Yeah.
So any last word? Any last few things, Corey?
None I can think of. I got to get back on my toy stuff. I have to gotta get that.
Yeah. What's your
Optimus, so we'll talk
favorite?
about
What's
it.
your favorite Transformer of the year?
Even though I haven't gotten it, it's probably going to be Studio 86 Optimus.
Okay.
He looks really, really dope. I got a few things recently. I finally finished my Deluxe Insecticons collection. I have to talk about that eventually.
Are you gonna
Okay.
get the Constructicons?
I plan to, but I really want those aerial bots. So in essence, yes.
Oh, Superion.
Yeah.
might
I got to
do it.
finish Minosaur.
Yeah. Okay.
Word.
So yeah. So I will talk about those things at another time.
All right, Corey Green. Thanks for tapping in, and see you next year, my dude.
All right. See y'all next year.
Later,
All
bro.
right, for sure.
All right. Later, y'all.
Peace. So
All right.
damn. All right.
Now let's get into this movie talk, man. Fuck
Yes,
it.
sir.
Let's go with the movies.
Let's get with the movies, and then we'll wrap up with the
Let's
music.
go, Chaucimus.
So what
All
you
right,
got,
all right.
Chaucimus? What you got?
So we had our fair share of talks when it comes to the horror issue, what have you. And, you know, to an extent, you have been right, Sir Kaz. Most of the horror stuff been kind of mid, but I found 3 joints that I'm rocking with. 3.
All right, let's go.
See if I rock with
Smile
it.
2.
Okay.
Smile 2 was a
All right.
pleasant surprise
I've
and
seen
good
that.
sequel.
Yeah.
Speaking of sequels, Alien Romulus.
Ah.
To me,
okay.
Alien Romulus did for the Alien series what Prey did for Predator.
Okay.
And it's
All
got
right.
me reinvesting in
Okay.
the Alien series
I give
again.
you that. I give you
My
that.
surprise number 1 joint though is The
What?
Substance.
I have
didn't
not
see
watched that yet.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Bro, yeah, you gotta peep this. It's a great take on body horror, but also has like that, you know, the notion of Hollywood's, you know, love and hate,
Beauty
of ageism.
augmentation.
Yeah, of ageism, because you know Demi Moore's character, not to give what too much away, she's a beautiful actress who's aging, but she's finding her little loophole to, you know, stay relevant in the industry. And it's kind of like a nice little precautionary tale to especially like young women who are doing everything, anything they can to get into the biz. And they're going through some really dark and, you know, unsafe, you know, ways of doing
Fuck around, look like the cat lady.
You know. So yeah, Substance, those are my top 3 on the horror side. As far as like the stuff we all know and love, of course, you know I'm a rock with Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
Deadpool
Now,
and
before
Wolverine.
you get into that, I want to add to the horror.
Right.
To the horror.
You gonna add to the aura. He want to brighten your day.
Hey, was Late Night with the Devil this year?
Yes.
Yes. That's I can't believe I forgot about that. But yes,
that on the list.
that's another one up in there.
But I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything else you said. I didn't see the Substance, so that's why I switched.
I agree with Smile 2. I 100%. I like the first Smile. I like Smile 2. Watching them back to back is like it's great.
They're night and day movies, which is what's great about it.
That's true. Yeah.
I enjoyed them. I disagree with you about Alien Romulus.
Oh no.
I thought it was Panderfest Supreme.
It was
like,
really.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I was like, oh, okay. So once again, we're back to the Nostromo. We're back to back to the Nostromo. We're back to the first alien. It gets
what they call him? What is his name?
I forgot.
Yeah, he's got an internet name. He's got a famous name.
She's wearing the Reeboks. So even with that, the Reeboks. It to me,
that's pandering to you.
I felt like this. I felt like they 100%. They 100% built this movie off the nostalgia of Alien. It's 100%.
It's an alien movie.
It broke no new ground.
Well,
There
hold
was
on.
nothing new here.
Well, they did break new ground with the ending with the black goo again. But
Yeah,
here's
I think,
Black
but
Goo.
here's
alien.
but let me I'm gonna I hate to do this, but I think we talked about this, Kaz. You can destroy the Alien Romulus movie with one thing.
What?
The first Alien movie, was there an egg?
What?
In the first Alien movie, was there an egg with them? Did they take an egg with them?
No.
So where did the facehuggers come from?
I think I could answer that.
Let's go.
If you remember Alien Covenant, Michael Fassbender's character towards the end, he had this like little room where he came across this containment thing where he found like multitude of facehuggers that were like contained or whatever like that. And then when the female lead of that movie thought she was safe and put to sleep, but then she realized what he's doing and it was too late. That's where I think those facehuggers came from.
But this is the shit from Alien.
They didn't have the
but I understand that.
I understand that.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
the
like
operation
kind of linked in, right?
Yeah,
it's like a secret operation. In other
but
words.
This is the ship at the end of Alien.
Right, I get that.
There were no eggs. They left the planet and they discovered an egg that opened and impregnated someone. They left. That single alien, that single xenomorph is all that was with them on the Nostromo. There was no queen to lay more eggs. So a whole host of facehuggers suddenly being stored, but they only had the Nostromo. It's impossible.
They just
expected y'all to ignore that fact. There was nothing to multiply.
Hey man, it's just mass marketing, man.
I just thought like I just 100% as I was watching it, I was like, they're really.
You don't be thinking about how it got here, nigga. It's just like, hey, this ship got all these.
And that's what I'm saying. But you know, I think about it when I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it writing the story, and I'm like, wait a minute. They keep wanting to tell you, oh, the Easter egg is that Ripley's on that ship. Well, if Ripley's on that ship, then that's the ship where there were no fucking facehuggers.
Yeah, that's true.
So they set this whole thing up and forgot that one detail.
Yeah, the Nostromo did not bring an egg back to it. So even by docking at a station, there was no way to have that many eggs. They would have had the nugget that could have cleared all of that up was for them saying we had a ship chart the Nostromo's flight path. It brought back some specimens. That ends that then
was a different ship,
yeah, but they didn't say that.
They didn't say that though. They didn't say that. So therefore, they're trying to get us to believe
they're retconning without us thinking about it.
That the Nostromo was overrun.
Not too deep in it, man. I still like the movie.
I didn't think it was like the only terrifying part that I thought was terrifying, at least it would have been terrifying for me, was running from the facehuggers. Because that
wasn't terrifying to me either, because I've seen enough people get away from facehuggers in these movies. So I was like they was doing, keep knocking them back, get past the door, close the door, I'm good.
The scariest part was the cyborg when he was shutting the door on niggas.
No, the scariest part was the end of the movie when the dude is just sitting there staring at old girl, and you're like, who the fuck is that dude? Remember the little whatever that guy?
Mm-hmm.
And he just like she's looking and she's terrified, and you look and it's just this dude standing there like kneeling at her. Like, it was just weird. And then he crawled all close to her, all weird. I was like, this is some weird shit. That was the only thing that was terrifying about that movie. The rest of it, there was nothing in it that scared me because they didn't do anything new with the aliens.
I agree.
So it wasn't a horror movie for me.
Man. So that goes on the mad list?
That goes on the middle. That was mid for me. You didn't hear me talk about that movie much, and I'm an Alien fan. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
it didn't give me Alien.
Why you wasn't pulling to that?
Yeah. Once I saw it, I was like the Alien. Like, there are so many better Alien stories out there than this, and I guess that's what got me down about the Alien franchise, because James Cameron, the guy who pioneered all this stuff, He said that the Dark Horse comics are canon. He said it. He said that that canon exists. Therefore, there are so much better stories that can be brought to the screen, and so much more interesting xenomorphs that can be brought to the screen.
Well, we're approaching a problem because if those Dark Horse stories are canon, and they're now trying to say also that these prequels were canon as well.
Exactly.
That won't work.
It's a
clusterfuck. They're gonna have they got to figure that out because you can't have both timelines and both story arcs fitting because one is completely absentee of this other arc, and introducing this new thing with the goo, and you can feed it to somebody and they produce a baby. That's a whole nother story.
I don't understand why they want the engineers to work so hard. Like, just let it go. It's bad. It's bad. Like, just have it be a bad spot in your past, and let the engineers in the goo go.
The engineers is on their way to Earth in the Alien Earth series. That's my prediction.
That's what I was going to ask about. What's your take on Alien Earth series?
Well, it's back to the same problem. It's we've established that the aliens never made it to Earth before. So unless this takes place in the future, or the future of the futures, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, if you count Alien versus Predator Requiem,
but they said that's not canon though.
The Predators brought a shit ton of xenomorphs to the
Earth. But those aren't canon, because if those are canon, then we're also saying the Egyptians were fucking Yachuas or whatever the fuck their names are.
Yeah.
So like that whole series fucked up a whole nother concept, which is the history of them.
Right.
And it fucked up the history of it took the engineers out of the conversation because it said that the Predators were the ones that were colonizing the xenomorphs. They got too many story arcs, and they're trying to merge all this.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's what this movie reminded me of. It reminded me of Alien versus Predator, where you throw this twist to the story, and suddenly we're supposed to go, oh, okay. No, that's not the story. The story was perfect. Now you throwing in, just a bunch of shit. And saying, look, it's aliens. Not really.
Oh my gosh, you just put up your glasses and went, whoa, with full spectrum.
I had to shit on it. I had to, because I couldn't do it. It's like, I'm disappointed that they didn't put enough effort into it. You waited
for this episode, too, because you haven't said shit about that movie.
Yes.
Now. This motherfucker.
Because that goes in my meh of the year.
Okay.
Intentionally, because it was so big and everybody was like, it brought back the alien stories. And Chancey, just to challenge you on that, it does not do for the Alien series what Predator did. It doesn't.
Prey did.
It can't. What Prey did, yeah, because Prey not only tied in perfectly to the other stories, to the point where the gun that Danny Glover got, we saw the guy who had it.
Right.
So it gave us a direct tie-in without changing any lore. It took us to the past to say, well, here's what happened. And this is how that gun traveled through time and got to Donald Glover. The other movie said, we're going to change some things so that everything you think you know about aliens is fucked up. Because think about it. How can we get to aliens with all this shit they discovered, but somehow they didn't know about the goo and the pregnation and that dude?
Hey man, that's a weird. Some things just don't have to be talked about, man.
They never should have told me that this was a direct sequel to Alien and a direct prequel to Aliens. If they never said that, I would have never thought about it. But they forced me.
You can't. They did. That's how it was presented, and so then you look for the links. Cause like, okay, they're marketing this thing, like their whole thing and selling it to me is that it's this link. It provides the bridge. It's the end all. The definition is here, and then you get it, and it's not defined at all. And then they try and define it again, and they just make it worse. More black goo, and then they're like, oh, we're going to take the thing that you really like and the black goo and mash it up and make this thing. And I'm just like, nah.
And let's be honest. These xenomorphs were not very terrifying.
Not in the movie. No, they didn't do nothing too much.
Like once she got a gun, they was not a threat. It was like there was not much to that whole thing. It's like they didn't strategize, which was what xenomorphs do. They just ran at her through a hallway to the point where she shot them all. And then she had to float by their acid blood. Ooh.
It's pretty scary, man. You don't want to burn yourself.
I give that shot. I like the shot though. I like the shot. I like the shot of her.
God damn it, man!
Of her dodging it, but yeah, it got a little plot armory.
A lot of plot armor.
Well, it's like she got to final girl status super fast.
Yeah, there was no evolution.
There was like it was like 4 of them, and 3 of them died right away.
Great aim.
That's true.
Yeah, it was like what 5 in the group total, and 4 died like right away.
6,
there you go.
6, and
well, if you count one not a human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. What about Dune Part 2? All right, that was this year, wasn't it?
Yes,
that was this year.
All right. That's a good.
That's on your list.
Cinematic feature, or is that a meh?
I liked it. I mean, I don't give it meh status, but I liked it. Like, I guess he wants to
give it a meh status.
Cinematically, it stood out.
You want to give it a meh status.
Cinematically, it stood out. It was very pretty.
Yes, it was.
It was very pretty.
The sand was very detailed. I seen every grain.
So much sand.
Now you sound like You sound like y'all seen talking about Drake. This is music good for shopping.
Hey, that was this year.
That was this year.
Did he predict it?
That was right before it all jumped off.
Yeah, he saw something happening there. Y'all seen?
Yeah, he was probably a part of the conspiracy. Go ahead.
I like.
Go ahead, Chauncey. I know you're about to say something. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. Speaking of Dune and such, did anybody check out the series yet? Prophecy.
I watched the first 2 episodes and I liked it.
Yes, okay. I seen the whole thing. I'm still on the fence. If I
so it's
Dune is very heavy to watch.
Yeah,
any platform you watching Dune, you gotta really watch that.
Can't be sleepy.
Right.
Yeah, that's
gotta be.
Man, that caught me in the first couple episodes.
Can't be high or drinking shit. You gotta be coffee and water.
It's so much sand. It's so much sand.
Yeah, watch that shit. First thing you wake up, that's a morning show.
Yeah, man, that's serious. It go hard, but it go into that lore.
It does.
It digs. Okay, cool. And I appreciate
fascinating things that happens in it. There's a lot of twists and turns that happens in it. You don't know. It's like Dune. You don't know who's good, evil, what side. It's all about picking sides at a certain point, man. So
yeah,
it's really, really good. I just don't like how it ended.
Okay.
And maybe
the
that's
series,
why
or you talking about the
Well, this last episode supposed to be it for this particular season. It's 6 episodes.
Gotcha.
So I didn't like how it ended. It's definitely opened up for 6 more episodes, I hope. But,
I need 6 more to explain the last 6. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of need that.
I need 6 more to explain the second episode.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
I've only seen the first 2 episodes, so it gets more what WTF than that.
Yeah. It definitely does.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I mean, unless you think the highlight is the fire, like that was not the highlight. That just started it. It's like that was literally just the spark.
I mean, with 6 episodes, I didn't know how entangled it would get. I mean, it's already Dune starts out entangled. Like it already, like you come into Dune complicated.
Dune is Game of Thrones on Star Trek crack. That's what it is.
Like edible muffins.
Yeah, it's like mushrooms from Alderaan.
Yeah.
But Alderaan doesn't exist.
With spice.
Spice, right? Spicy
shroom. Yeah.
Right. So if Alderaan doesn't exist anymore, that means that's how long this last group of shrooms been just aging and just getting all moldy.
Oh damn.
Well, I hope they were well preserved, because at some point you can't take them no more.
Yeah, I mean, it was taken care of better than Penguin took care of his.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know how the Jedi preserve their things, but It's a couple. It's a couple weed strains out here named after Star Wars things, and they're really good. So I'm gonna take it on.
I like that.
So did any of y'all like Godzilla Kong?
I like the fights and the monsters. That story. I mean I mean, I never go into these things expecting a story worth much because it's Godzilla and the story has never been
I like the first
great.
and the second story. I also like that what is that Godzilla -1?
I like
Now
Godzilla.
-1.
That's one of my top ones for this year.
That's a different creature. That's a different animal.
Yeah.
That was one of my tops for this year.
-1 was a horror film.
Yeah, it was very well done.
Yeah,
I kept torturing that guy.
Man, that I feel so bad for him. That one guy, he just wouldn't let go. He just wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he wouldn't let go because if it wasn't for him, the world would have been screwed.
No, I'm saying Godzilla wouldn't let go of chasing him down.
Oh boy, he was He was like, "Is that a rabbit over there?"
He was on that guy. I was like, "What did you do?" Wait, I saw what you did. Nothing.
Right. And like I said in the past show, though, Black and White is just utterly amazing.
I haven't watched that one yet. It's worth watching.
Yeah, in Black and White.
You're a fan of Black and White photography or Black and White cinema, you'll love this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I was kind of turned off Black and White because of Snyder.
No,
you can never do that.
No, I'm just mad at him.
Logan Noir. The black and white version.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'll bring you right back home. No, don't ever do that. Don't ever.
Word. I got
it ain't even real black and white if you actually think about it. It's just a film that got to turn off the color and shit. But it wasn't shot for
with the purpose of that.
Yeah.
It is not cinema verite.
Nah.
Word.
I won't say that. So Deadpool Wolverine, that was definitely one of my top Marvel movies of the year.
Yes.
The only Marvel movie.
It's true. There you have it, cat. There you have it. Next.
And that's enough about that.
But there's a couple of little low-key under the radar films that are really great.
What's up?
I recommend y'all, if y'all haven't watched it, watch that Adam Sandler I think it was on Netflix, Spaceman.
Really?
I heard good things about that.
Watch that movie.
Okay.
It will creep you out in a very interesting way, but it's not a scary movie.
Okay.
It's just a very good movie, and you're not sure if it's real, which is what makes it also good.
Okay.
It's about a spaceman alone and
dealing with that space.
But he meets something.
Space Madness.
Yeah.
My favorite rendition of Space Madness is Ren Hawk.
Oh hell yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so 100%. This is in that space.
Yeah.
So watch that, and then there's this movie called "It's What's Inside." I don't know if any of you saw that.
I've only seen the trailer for it, but I
just saw the trailer.
If It's What's Inside reminds me of Flatliners.
Okay.
That's how good it was. Like Flatliners is one of my favorite supernatural psychological thrillers. And this is on some crazy shit. It's about a group of people who, like, let's say, like post-college students, they young adults now, maybe ain't been out of school for 10 years.
Right.
And they get invited to a wedding, a pre-wedding party with one of their former best friends who's getting married. So he invites all his former homies to this joint. One of their friends, who none of them has spoke to in years, who was a weirdo, they kept wondering, is he gonna show up? Is he gonna show up? Of course, he finally shows up, and it's a very dialogue-driven story. When he shows up, of course, he's very weird, and you can tell that there's some past trauma that he had with them making fun of him at certain times. But it's like he don't seem as bothered by it as some of them do about how they used to treat him. But he's now like this wealthy.
Guilty.
He's basically an Elon Musk. He owns a technology company. And so he comes out and he was like, how we used to always play these games? I thought it'd be interesting if we play some games tonight. And they was like, yeah. So he pull out this device, And he was like, look, this is a game I want to play with y'all. And they was like, what do you do? So he takes out these little receivers, you know, like the medical receivers that they put on you to read brain waves. And he connects one to his temples, and then he puts one on each one of them. So now they getting uncomfortable. Like, what the fuck is this? This ain't, how is this a game?
No black man should be playing this game.
It was only one black man, and he's the guy that was getting married. But look, so he says, all right, I'm gonna count 3, 2, 1. He turns it on, and something happens. These motherfuckers switch. Like, if we turned it on, I would be in Kaz's body. Kaz might be in Chauncey's body, and Chauncey's in Sean's body. Sean is in, you know what I'm saying? We all swap bodies. So everybody freaking the fuck out. Like, what the fuck? You know, like, really, some people is geeked, some people terrified. So then he says 3, 2, 1, and he hits it back, and they all back to normal. And everybody's sitting there just like stuck like this. The fuck?
I'm sorry, Chauncey. If I was in your body, I'm robbing a fucking bank. I'm sorry. I'm doing
Make sure I got all those best, man.
Least successful crime in America. Like, why? Like, of all the crimes you could commit, you choose the least successful one.
This is the first 10 minutes of the movie. And you got another 2 hours to go.
Damn.
And the escalation, when you talk about psychological thrillers, when you talk about getting into that whole Lovecraftian shit, this shit gets weird fast. And Kaz, you'll like it because they play with lighting to deal with emotion. They play with camera angles to deal with people. So like, you're playing with the fact that, let's say I'm in your body, but because the game that they decide to play after he convinced them to play, after the experiment, he says, look, we're going to play. This the game. You got to guess who's in whose body. So now motherfuckers is trying not to
tell this after they do the shit.
He did it first as the experiment, and after he calms certain people down and motherfuckers freak out, and then there's a boyfriend, girlfriend, and when the girl is like going crazy, like, I don't like this. This shit is weird. I don't and the boyfriend's like, you know, they having problems in bed. And so he was like, look, we need to add some spice to our life. You know, rather than you just putting on a wig and role playing, we can actually be different people. Let's play. So he convinces her to play. So everybody got a different reason that they decide to play, and they all different personalities. You know, you got the Breakfast Club of motherfuckers in there, all these different people, including the bully.
Right.
You know, so then they playing, and I ain't gonna tell you because the plot twist at the end of this motherfucker is one of the best that I've seen in a long fucking time in a movie. It's called What's Inside. It's What's Inside. And the way it starts, it's not Inside Out. It's called,
which is a good movie, but
yeah, that is a great movie. It is a good movie. That is a really good movie as well. But no, It's What's Inside is it starts out like it's talking about all these things that people are going through, like, because it starts with the couple and they having their relationship problems. And he's trying to tell her, baby, I don't care about none of that. It's just you. It's what's inside, you know. So you thinking that's what the movie's about, these goofy ass relationships. Because that's what it keeps cutting them, relationships. But then when they get to this fucking party, like I say, 10 minutes in, this shit flip and it just spirals from there. And I mean, it gets fucking crazy.
That dropped this year.
Yeah, that was this year. Okay. And
so,
that actually, I saw it I believe on Amazon.
Okay. Perfect. That's the first thing I was gonna go.
It's my number one movie of the year.
Okay.
That's your number one?
This is my number one movie because it caught me so far fucking off guard. That's why I say it's like Flatliners. When you see the trailer of Flatliners, you don't know what the fuck this is. When you watch Flatliners and you really dig into it, you're like, this shit is fucking crazy.
Okay.
This movie hits you.
All right. So what's your number one, Sean? You got any last movies on your list?
Oh man. So my number one film for this year is not a good movie. It's not well shot. It moves.
What a setup.
It moves no needle. It moves no needles except for one. No. But and I'm using good as a that's just a suspense builder. the most enjoyable film I have watched this year from beginning to end has been the third Terrifier.
Really?
Oh,
Nigga,
wow.
what?
Wow.
It was just enjoyable. I didn't even view it as a horror film. It was like, this is just art being art, and he was just doing his thing, and it was, I mean, it was dark and demented, but I was like, this is what the director wanted. Like, he's getting. I was watching someone who didn't compromise, and I guess that's why I gravitated to this
In
to the Terrifier,
term-
because
in the perspective of directors and filmmaking, like
because he had offers of millions. Like, he could be sitting on a mint at any studio had he sold art and sold his creation, but he said, nah, I'm going to continue to make these movies out of my pocket. And I guess that's why I have so much respect for the series. I know it's brutal. It's torture porn. It's everything. It's like Hostel meets Friday the 13th meets the Joker. I get it, 100%. And there's
the
like,
Joker 2.
Oh,
I don't acknowledge. I gracefully
Right.
disrespect that mention.
No, but that was also supposedly a director being
that
on tour.
was a Man of the Year as well, Joker 2. Yeah, that movie is solid ass crack. And I think he did it on purpose too. Solid ass crack.
That's what I'm saying. The Joker 2 is also a director being
Rebel Moon was this year too. Rebel Moon was solid ass crack.
And too. Rebel Moon started. Didn't Rebel Moon start last year and then end this year?
Well,
no, that was part 2. I don't know how many versions. How many parts are there?
There's 4 because you got the original cut. You got the direct.
I'm sorry, there's 4 of these.
Remember, you got part
how
one,
many original movies?
No, it's one original movie in part 1, part 2. That's one original. Then you got the director's cut.
Holy.
And then
you got the director's cut, part 1 and 2.
Oh, part 1 and 2. And there's a black and white version, isn't there?
No, not yet.
I hope not.
Thank God.
Oh, I'm just confusing it with that other thing he did.
You know what? I do like the animation that Zack Snyder did on Netflix with Thor and all them in it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, Twilight of the Gods.
That was good.
Blue-Eyed Samurai was fucking amazing.
That was okay.
I like Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Civil War. I like that movie.
Civil War was good.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yep.
That's still on my list.
It was about photography, man. It's really actually dope. You think it's about something, it's actually about something else.
Oh, damn. That's what's up.
On some photography shit, yeah, I liked it. And let me see.
Honorable mention to Gladiator 2, which I saw today.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot about Gladiator 2.
And I'll continue to forget.
It surprisingly wasn't bad. It honestly surprisingly wasn't bad. It's like, you got your action. Denzel basically was like Alonzo, but in Roman times.
See,
Roman.
No.
Hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
He had that mentality similar to Alonzo, where he was a master manipulator of situations.
Well, that's Rome in general. So yeah, I get that.
But he played his part on manipulating, the rulers of Rome, which was Joseph Quinn. I forgot the other actor's name. Then manipulating the main character who's supposed to be the hero. So he played his part in being a villainous master manipulator for the most part.
For sure. I had just forgotten about it. I don't know if I was going to ignore it, but I definitely forgot about it.
Yeah.
Forgot that came out.
And then, coincidentally, I saw it on his 70th birthday today, so kind of worked out.
Ooh.
Denzel, he's 70 today. Yeah.
Welcome to 70, Denzel.
Mr. Ordained Reverend Minister Dr. Denzel Washington.
No, he's one of those.
Yeah.
Esquire.
Right.
Esquire.
All right, so we got the movies out the system. Let's go ahead and move on with the music, because I think this is one of the best conversations, really, because, man, 100 slaps challenge went out earlier than what we expected, boy, because everyone came out with slaps, man. Like everybody, like, think about this year of music. I'm just talking about hip hop, other shit that came out. There's a lot of music that dropped, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about a battle ensued, a couple battles ensued.
A couple battles
you know
happened.
what I mean?
Where did what's his face go? The guy who kicked all of it off. He threw a rock and then hit his hand. From Virginia, or what's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Are you talking about J. Cole?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh.
Like, where did what?
He ended up fine.
Might delete later. He dropped that this year.
Right.
That was pretty solid work. You know what I mean? Bar heavy. He was going at their heads. You know,
I felt that was
he
when
did light a fire. You gotta like watch it again, like Civil War. Like, Cap, he was kind of wrong.
Yeah,
nigga.
no, I totally
actually,
feel he threw a rock and then hit his hand.
Nah, it was Kendrick that threw the rock on Future's project.
Okay, but
Kendrick
he did a whole album.
But
He
Kendrick
did a
started
whole
it because
album
remember,
afterwards, bro.
he did a whole song. It was the one song.
That whole album was about all that. Was firing shots at all them niggas.
Yep, and nobody responded to him
because it wasn't about him. It was about the other guy.
It's like he said a ripple in the water and then watch the two factions of sharks fight over the meat.
Nah, because his shots was only at Kendrick. He did not take shots at Drake.
Who?
Jay took shots at Kendrick only.
Yeah, I know.
Kendrick took shots at both of them.
I know.
But he was really aiming
at
Drake.
Sorry, you got it straight, Chauncey, but I was aiming at motherfucking
That was how J. Cole.
Sorry, God.
J. Cole.
We still cool. We
Of course,
cool, man.
J. Cole got the knives. Like he said, somebody pulled up to him and told him blah, blah, blah. And he said, I bet I'm going to fall back. The public apology was for us, not for Kendrick. It was for us, so that we would know that he's not in the battle. He didn't have to apologize to Kendrick. I mean, like to Kendrick on like vocally.
Well, he didn't have to apologize to us either.
Yeah,
no, he did, because you got a bunch of idiots that would have been hollering the whole time because people wanted to see J. Cole and Kendrick battle, not Drake and Kendrick battle.
Nah. You would have left it alone. You did that. No one told you to do that. He jumped out the window first. No one told you.
Kendrick,
like no one.
But here's the thing, right?
He did all of this first.
But let me
so
put
then
it
the
this
expectation is going to come afterwards. Like, okay, well, since you kicked it off, it's like the Lupe shit you said, right? When you say you want to tear people's heads off and you don't do shit, but he actually did some shit. So then, yeah, you're gonna go after. Well, what you know? What you
right? So now let's think about it.
You got the juice now.
Who do we really need to look at? Kendrick got clapped at, and Kendrick didn't respond to him. You think Kendrick really paid attention to the apology?
Kendrick didn't give a shit. He was going after dude, and like I said, he caught a shot. He caught a feeling. Okay. Shouldn't be doing a song with dude anyway. Shape up, motherfucker. And that's how I looked at it. Because I'm after him. And you're standing next to him. So I'm like Optimus Prime right now. God damn it.
Out of the way, Hot Rod.
Motherfucker. The fuck? Now.
and so he shot like one of the biggest, so he shot through him, which is one of the biggest what ifs in Transformers history. What if Prime shot through Rodimus?
He didn't shoot through That's the thing. He didn't even touch Cole at all. He managed to say the hardest bars and never touch Cole at all after that. He did the first shot. Kendrick never said a word after that. To this day, it is complete silence towards J. Cole from him with any conflict.
Now, is that a case of not wanting to wake up another, like how Jay woke up Nas? You know, like 100%. The Jay slapped the shit and then also poured ice water down Nas, And then Nas was like different after
Back
that.
of the shirt too.
Yeah. Back like he poured the ice water down his shirt, then turned him around and slapped the shit out of him, and then and said, "Do better."
It wasn't nowhere near that serious.
That's a nasty insult, though. The visual is hilarious. He pours on down shirt, turn around, flap him. That's some gangster shit. You deserve your ass whoop later. But yeah. So look, man, we talking about it. You know, Kendrick, Drake, they did go head to head to a point where Drake starts suing the fucking labels and Spotify and shit.
I want them shut down.
Enough is enough. Holy moly.
I want him out of
let
here.
him do all this and say these things in these songs and it's streaming. Yeah, man, you went straight tattletale and shit. Never been done in hip hop, so yeah, that's a first, I guess. Congratulations. But yeah,
someone has to be the first one to do something horrible. So
besides that, a lot of guys came back and spoke their piece, man. Speaking of which, shout out to Blue Lips, Schoolboy Q. That
album is dope. Yeah, that's a dope ass album.
Mac Hami, Rich Ass Haitian. That was this year. That was pretty dope. Shit, go down the line. I think everyone dropped music. Someone said Kanye. Kanye was this year too, right?
Yeah, he dropped Vultures and Vultures too.
Yeah, Kanye, Tyler the Creator. That was a good one.
LL and Tip.
LL and Q-Tip. Yeah, LL and Q-Tip, The Force. If you haven't heard, go and listen to it, man. That shit is fucking dope. Common and Pete Rock.
Common Pete Rock. Snoop and Dre.
Like, look at all these combos coming.
That album caught me off guard. I was not ready. I can 100% say I was not ready. I can admit when I went into that and my bar was a little on the this may be okay side. You know, it was literally on this may be okay side. That album slaps.
Oh yeah.
Is Dr. Dre too clean?
No, his mixes are perfect. That's the thing. But it works. I'm okay with
that. That's always been Dre's the mix for Dre has always been kind of like the final signature on it. Always. Like he's always had pretty clean mixes. Like he's outside of the formula, I can't think of one album that still sounds like the crackle of the needle for Dre. Like without it being intentional. You know what I mean? Like there's the intentional needle crackle, but then there's some albums that just give you that same warmth.
Are there any Dre songs with needle crackle? I don't think so. I think he deliberately takes that out, and then if he can't take it out, he have them redo it.
Doggy World, Doggy Dog World.
That wasn't on Dre though, was it?
But he did the beat.
No, did that song?
That's probably one of the grimiest, grooviest shit he probably did. I think if that is Dr. Dre, he stopped after that immediately. If that wasn't quick, because you know,
it could have if it wasn't Dre, then it was Daz, because Daz did a lot on that first new album.
Yeah, that's probably
that may have been a Daz. All I remember is that Corrupt blew my mind. If you give me 10 bitches, I'm gonna fuck all 10. Okay.
Don't trip on Woo, he went off. Packing flavors like now. Yeah, man, he went off. I love it. That's one of my favorite Snoop songs, actually. Like Doggy Dog World is one of my favorite Snoop songs. I got favorite Snoop songs.
The Fabulous Dramatics.
I didn't. I like the Snoop and Dre, but it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? That's Snoop and Dre to me. They didn't go deep cover Snoop Dre.
No, that's over though. Nah, like they're not those. They're not those people anymore.
Yeah, tell that to Redman.
Motherfucker,
Waters 2.
At Muddy Waters 2. Woo!
Redman is a different
story. He came at the clutch and just dropped a motherfucking slap on everybody and shit, right. Man. Yo, that album it reminded me how you're supposed to listen to not only a hip-hop album, but a Redman album. Yeah. You know, he's going to give you those tracks. He's going to give you a side 1, side 2, vinyl-wise. that's a lot of pressing. You know what I mean? Like he going to give you a full album with skits. He gonna give you those bars. He gonna go perspective on you. He gonna try some new shit and do some new things with some new producers and still mix it up with Jersey and represent his city. It was Redman, dude. I go
all
on for
day.
He was doing all these freestyles this year. You know, he was doing a lot of shit. Yeah, he was
100 slaps alone by Redman.
He was doing 100 slaps by himself. Right, exactly.
Basically.
So, yo, and to drop this at the end, this fourth quarter, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, B. You came championship. You came like Kobe.
Yeah, he murked it. What else y'all got as y'all top albums? Anything else y'all got?
Yeah, just for me, mainly all the OG stuff. Like y'all mentioned LL, Snoop and Dre, Redman, and Common and P-Rock. Those are my main ones.
Okay.
I guess I could give an honorable mention to Lupe also, because Samurais wasn't that bad.
Nah, it wasn't. It was one of my. It was good. All right, I'll leave it at that.
Hey, I'm gonna give a fine award to Doechii though. Doechii
is the one.
Doechii
pulled up. Doechii and Sims.
Yeah, Sims.
Lil Sims album dropped this year too, and actually like Lil Sims album as much. Actually, might like a little bit more than Doechii, but Doechii's performances is killer.
Yeah, her performances is theatrical, is animated, is all.
It's the whole gambit. It's the whole nine.
It's not like, you know, you would say, oh, Nicki Minaj. Nah, it's not like that, because
it's none of that.
Focused in purpose, and it's not like marketable. It's just like that's how she do things. You know what I mean? And that's hip hop, man. So Doechii get that award, man. Vic Spencer, Being the Bigger Man Sucks. Actually, pretty dope album. From the Crib, Fillmore, The Grand Design. What else, man? There's so much music. Pugs
Hold on. Yeah. He dropped some singles this year.
Yeah, he dropped singles this year.
My top right now for the year, that No Worries, Anderson .Paak and Knowledge.
Okay.
That's one of my top albums. Slum Village, that was one of my top albums.
Okay.
That Slum Village album was really good.
Yeah, Earth Gang was their album was killer this year. JPEG Mafia album was dope.
Wow.
Like you mentioned, Schoolboy Q. I also like Willie the Kid's album is one of my top 10. Yep. And then West Side Still Praying is one of my top 10.
West Side, yes. And shout out to him. He did Hills Have Eyes 4, which is his wrestling event that kicked off this year as well in Chicago. And a lot of heads.
Yeah, fourth work joint.
Yeah, that shit was dope. So shout out to him.
And then the top 3 instrumental albums of the year. So you had Alchemist. Well, they're not instrumental albums, but producer albums.
Shout out to Alchemist in general. This has been a big year for him, and he been cooking like no other, man. He been everywhere. I know he got shit coming out next year that's going to be even dope. So,
yep.
We getting Mos Def and Alchemist. We getting Erykah Badu and Alchemist. I want to hear those particular.
Yeah, that's gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
But so Alchemist album was dope. The Beat Miners album is dope.
Oh, okay.
It was. Yeah. I agree, Ambi. It was dope.
And you know who dropped the album this year?
Listen.
RJD2.
Yes, they did. Yes,
that album dropped and that was fire. I always like RJD2.
Yeah, his stuff is always enjoyable.
Yeah. But then you got your honorable mentions. So we want to talk about the OGs coming back this year. Like, so Fat Joe dropped.
Boo!
A lot of controversy there.
Boo!
Buster had dropped. Casey dropped. Casey Veggies. Of course, Tyler dropped. Shout out. They was all former Our Future. Rock Marciano dropped this year. Killer Mike dropped this year.
Yep.
Be Real and Psycho Les dropped a dope album.
I just found out about that the other day, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
Yeah, that's a good album. I mean, it's good to hear Les doing Les and Be Real coming with bars.
You said Psycho Les?
Yeah, Psycho Les from Beatnuts. He produced the album.
Oh shit!
But he's spitting on it too.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So Be
Shout
real.
out to the Beat Nuts, man. I don't think they get the props they always deserve, man. After
Nah,
everything,
they was some ill
man.
producers.
Well, they
It
definitely
was
get props over here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. My Vegas set starts in the year. Thank
That
you.
was a good one.
That's a good one.
Another one of my top tens
Yeah,
outside of it was Racing Super Legends album.
Yes, yeah.
Gorilla Tab. So
yeah.
that's one of
Gorilla
I
Tab,
bumped that still. So they got that.
Yeah.
Veil the General's album was this year. He was on there. He was on my list.
Word. Shout out to Veil.
Rome Streets had a dope ass album this year.
Okay.
Oh, that RJ Payne EP that came out this year. The last one.
I'm over RJ Payne. Like he's doing the same shit he was doing last year and the year before. Like I've heard it all.
Pain.
It's Payne. Like like his bars are very reminiscent of Cassidy and everybody else. I'm good.
I like the last EP.
Benny and 38 Special dropped a project this year that was pretty decent.
Yeah.
The streets.
Your boy Childish Gambino dropped another album. Rhapsody dropped the album. Smoke DZA dropped the album. Planet Asia dropped the album.
Planet Asia is always dropping albums.
Shabazz Palaces.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
Shabazz.
I guess this was a year.
It was
and
a lot of good drops this year.
Off-brand, Michelle Indicello dropped the album this year. Okay. That was decent for like if you into that. Yeah, man. And of course, the real OGs that quarter we already talked about, which was the Common, the LL, the Redman, and that was it for me because Cube's album was alright.
Ice Cube did drop an album.
Ice Cube's album was alright. Oh, Kendrick did drop an album. It was alright. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that was it. I mean, there's a lot more people. Diamond D dropped an album this year.
Wow, I heard that in a minute.
Yeah, he did Diamond Mine 3.
Is that the album that has the song with him and West Side Gun?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Rakim dropped the album.
He was not a part of my replays at all. Nah, I mean, respect to him and his history and integrity, but it wasn't me. It wasn't for me. It wasn't. And like there was this year, and we ain't even really crossing into other genres that I dabble in and I play with, but this shit kept me
was
going.
a solid year of creativity musically, and the frequency was there.
It was high.
Definitely good to see the OGs come out and stomp their foot and and leave their imprint as you supposed to on timeless music and keep it pushing for another 10 to 20 years. Like that future, the force, with LL is not going to get caught until you ain't going to hear
that's his electric circuit.
2099.
Right, that's his electric circuit. And then motherfuckers going to come up like, oh, that was Jay Dilla? Actually, I like that album. You fucking liar. You a fucking liar.
Idiots.
You did not like that, and if you only liked it after you found out it was Jay Dilla, but you didn't like the music, not knowing it was Jay Dilla.
Electric Circus.
Yeah,
like, really, they was like 100% clowning Electric Circus.
Clowning me for liking that shit. I was like, all right, I like the fucking crochet pants. Fuck you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, crochet ass elbow pass off. The fuck is wrong with you? The fuck? We already got Andre 3000. We don't need two niggas on flutes.
Hey, he was fighting against John Wick.
He dropped his album this year too, right? He dropped his
he dropped
album.
the Flutey album.
Fuck that shit, man. That was a mistake. Got Big Boy out here still rapping these hits.
Oh my god!
Out here fluting up, man.
No, I ain't mad at him for going into jazz. That's Guru doing jazzmatazz. You could flip the script a little bit.
Yeah, but Guru still rapping. Guru was rapping on jazzmatazz. He was same Guru, except he just was jazzed up with producers, with jazz musicians.
I'm okay. He can stretch out because when he come back, everybody gonna be salivating.
Man, he talking like he ain't coming back, man.
He talking about. Remember, Yasin also said he was done. So what happens is they both in the same category of these ultra creators who they get a little tired of the bullshit. So then they fall back, had a little fit.
But wait a minute, wasn't 2023 the Black Star album?
That was the first album he's done in years, and that was not supposed to happen. He wasn't gonna do no more music. He said that when he did that art album, he said, I ain't doing no more music for public consumption. But then he just dropped the Christmas album. So let Andre get this out of his system. He need to do some different shit to bring his creativity back. He conquered the rap game. He spit.
You ain't got no time for this shit.
The game chose him.
I'm still.
I like that album.
I'm still about 330 seconds ago on Flutey.
So it was like Flutey Loops.
I'm stuck on it. He brought his ass out here fluting around.
Fluting around and shit.
With goat feet.
Oh, man.
Oh, like he's a goddamn satyr. Oh, my God.
Nah, that's exactly what it was.
Oh,
But no, I mean, I ain't mad at him, man. Like, I understand from a creative perspective, you got to sometimes get your roll out so you can come back and do some things. And he'll be back because you can't unless he don't love it no more. And I really believe he don't love it anymore because he really ain't done a rap album at all ever.
You gotta like love the sport and doing all the business and the shows. You ain't, but you doing that as the flute man. So
but when was the last time he did a rap album? Think about it. What was his last rap album?
The Love Below.
No, the Love Below had no rap.
What, Idlewild?
Idlewild, then.
Partially, he was singing on Idlewild.
Then the Outcast album that had bombs over
exactly. Spankonia was the last time he was rapping. That was a long ass time ago. He was.
Shut up, Red Man. Muddy Waters 2 is out now. Go and pick it up, man. Eric Sermon on it. Motherfucking
Kid Capri.
Rock Wilder on there, of course.
Rock Wilder on there.
Meth.
Tall Black Guy actually got a beat on there.
Yo, Redman out West Coast funked all these other cats. He out West Coast Kendrick. He out West Coast Snoop. He out West Coast Ice Cube, like he used to do.
Got the funk.
He brought that West Coast funk. He made Snoop spit.
Yeah, he did.
He had Snoop going off.
Yeah, Kush. Why not? They talk rapping about weed. Why not?
That was. I'm like,
yeah, you can't.
Snoop.
You can't get on a track about weed with Redman and then not come with it.
Well,
you Snoop too. You got it. Ain't nothing else to do. Ain't nothing else.
And you still got the DOC in your back pocket in case you need some help.
Now Snoop spitting them bars, writing them bars. You could tell by the way he spit on them his bars.
I got it, Doc. That's what I got it, Doc.
Yeah, you could tell when Snoop is rapping his own bars by the way he flow. Right. Snoop's flow is
more loose.
And he don't rhyme on beat.
Yeah, yep.
Snoop is off beat. The real Snoop goes off like he's fluid.
Yep. You get the training for everything else, which is cool. You make your hits, but all right. So, any other tidbits, man, for this year, man? Any other shits on the election? You
fuck politics.
Yeah, fuck
politics.
And politics.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm loving seeing the unraveling of Elon Musk's love affair with MAGA. That's like I'm loving seeing it because that's what's happening right now. It's all falling apart.
Well, it's not Elon Musk's fault. Like falling out of love with MAGA, he's just taking on that moniker for himself.
I think this is all trickery, and it's all like Dune and Game of Thrones. These motherfuckers got ulterior motives, and they just get in these positions, and they're doing what they want to do for them. It's just like what he said. Ain't shit. What? Nah, nigga, I ain't doing all that shit. Hey, man, we here. I can do this, that, and this.
Oh, you mean I got my own platform now? Let me say what I want to say.
Oh, word! I'm going to do it like this. No,
I mean it's a reason that he's being referred to as President-elect Musk because like he paid him and the tech bros paid their way. They bought their way in. They saw a movement that needed money and said, "We will say all these horrible things so you accept this money." Get there, like, oh wait, no, we want immigration, so we're not going to badmouth that. We're not going to badmouth that now. We need that.
People, they lied. Like, shit.
Right. They out there like, wait a minute.
Let's rewind for a second, right quick, to before we did The World Is a Stage. Yeah. Let's rewind to like early mid summer of
Highlight our
2024.
sales for the year too, man. We did some amazing work.
Yeah, we gonna get there, but I want to bring this up related to politics and Trump. I remember I kept saying, "Hey, man, Trump gonna win," and a certain somebody was so sure.
Yeah, I didn't think America would do it again. I mean, if you want to rub my nose in that one, go right ahead.
No.
Go right ahead, because
the reason
America got fucked.
America did not get fucked. America masturbated.
Yeah. Yeah.
America did it. This wasn't no
America
foreign deception. This wasn't no manipulation.
It was out there. The signs was clearly out
They
there.
did.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan, man. Hulk Hogan.
The reason why I bring that up is to not to rub your nose in it, but I want the people to understand how dangerous this game is and how they can play this game better than all of us.
That's not true.
Like I said earlier, FAFO season. Now all of them got buyer's remorse for those who voted for them.
We'll see. It's the buyer's remorse. This is not even started yet. That's the thing.
Know that's the crazy part.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing that I am, and people can hate me for this or not, but I would rather Trump be in office right now with the shit that's going on in the world. I would rather someone who's not giving a fuck about Israel in that way. That's not in their pocket. I would rather someone who ain't gonna back down to a Putin or somebody talking big shit.
Yeah.
I would rather him be in the office, because when he was first announced that he won, all the from all the foreign powers that thought they was America. Nah, they shut the fuck up when they found out.
Or shut it the fuck up.
They shut up when he won. No, even the laughers got quiet, because when he's in office, they can't do shit.
Putin did not get quiet. He still broadcast naked pictures of Melania on the state news on a daily basis.
I don't care. Like, that don't affect me.
I'm just saying, he
could do that all he wants, but you know what he can't do? Come over here and talk shit.
Well, no, but he's about to get handed Ukraine in the gift basket, so that's nice.
I mean,
yeah.
No, but here's the thing. What is your stake in that you care, other than the fact that someone who ruled that country is no longer ruling that country? Is just another motherfucker ruling that country?
I'm just not a fan of like taking shit that's not yours.
Okay, well, that's the thing. But wasn't it theirs first?
Wasn't his though.
It was Russia's, and that's who he represents.
He represents the oligarchy, which just happens to right now be the height of power.
So the oligarchy.
I mean, but we can get granular with that in another show.
Well,
that's a whole thing. But
politically, I would rather the tough guy be in office when all the tough talk is going on.
I don't think there's shit tough about Donald.
Shout out to Luigi the shooter.
Wow.
The people go buck.
Wow.
Yo, Luigi the
wow.
shooter.
Oh,
Mario.
So that's an example of a moment for me.
Yeah.
Because I think this is an example of escalation like in Batman.
Excuse me.
And I don't think I like this escalation.
Oh, no. It's
what do you mean
it's
escalation?
Ugly.
The escalation of one villain does something, so then a hero escalates, so then the next thing you get is a superhero, a super villain. You know what I'm saying? And then the super villains escalate, and eventually the mobsters got to turn the Joker.
So what do you think this? Oh wow, well.
So we're celebrating without thinking about the repercussions of this action.
Oh no, I wasn't celebrating it. I was just laughing at.
I mean, we in general. I mean,
I just threw that out to ice.
Yeah. But yeah, I get that. No, I'm not I'm not celebrating.
But a lot of people. That's the point of that. And let me just
Yeah.
clear it up. That's the point of that, because he is celebrated as a
Exactly.
Yeah, he is being touted as a hero. Yeah.
So that's why I say shout out to Luigi the shooter. Because
See, but they gonna celebrate him until they find out what his manifesto was.
What was it?
We don't know what the fuck his manifesto was, and that's the problem.
Right.
We don't know what this dude's agenda was, what he represents, and we're celebrating and cheering him on at the demise of a human being who, despite all, I'm not a fan of the judge, jury, executioner. Like, I choose Daredevil over Punisher, but I absolutely choose Captain America over Daredevil.
And plus, if you know history about
America, don't go for it. No,
He don't murk anybody, but
Captain
Captain America is GI Robot in red, white, and blue.
Right.
The Cap's only confirmed, like, well, he admitted that he obviously killed in wartime, but war is different. We're not counting World War II. He was a soldier. He was a soldier. So he was a soldier.
He was killing Nazis.
He was killing Nazis. But as far as like in like comic deaths, Cap only really has a few Baron Blood. He's a vampire, so you gotta kill, you gotta do that. I believe he killed Scourge, but I think it was like a kind of a no choice situation.
Scourge was really pushing him.
Yeah. And then like maybe like one other like kind of like terrorist type person. Cap normally will actually injure himself to bring somebody in, you know.
We saw what he did to Bucky.
Yeah.
He would rather take the bullet than put Bucky on his ass and shut him down.
And beat up a poor defenseless Tony Stark.
Defenseless? Iron Man? Okay. Let's be real about this. Had that armor not been damaged pre-fight,
dude,
Tony would have wiped him.
Wait. Tony Stark got into a fight with two elderly men.
That killed his mama.
They were elderly
when he was young.
They were old enough for Social Security benefits.
Oh my goodness, man!
They both are post-retirement age.
And they gave a workout to this young man.
The propaganda, the Stark propaganda. Oh my God!
All that to say, be careful who you support in the media because you don't know who killed your parents.
Oh, that's deep.
All I'm saying.
That's deep.
See, because it's okay for we to celebrate him until he killed one of your people. Then all of a sudden you're mad. If you either for it or you not. But if you want to
fought Thanos by himself, Cap wasn't there.
Exactly.
Cap an asshole. No,
Cap wasn't there because he didn't know how to use a phone.
This motherfucker gave him a flip phone.
He ain't never had no flip phone in the past.
I don't know how to use that shit.
Hey,
he had a phone.
Wait. No, phones work both. Tony could have placed a call. Tony could have placed a call.
Man,
they both in the wrong. They're both in the wrong.
Well, no, let's be fair. It wasn't Cap that should have made the call because Cap was the fugitive. The fugitive can't make the call.
So Tony should have made the call.
You put me out and you got the motherfucking police after me, nigga. You better call me.
Hey man, look.
Call me.
I need your help.
Yeah.
What I look like calling the guy to sick the police on me? Let me call the dude that put the police. Hey man, you still mad at me? Shit, these police on my ass. I'm gonna call you back. Call me.
And Stark knew first. Stark knew about it first. Cap didn't know about Thanos until after.
Hey, Stark sat there at a whole fucking conversation and never called Cap.
What conversation?
With fucking Banner and Strange about Thanos.
Because he thought he could handle it himself, man. It's like I'm Iron Man. Don't get it twisted around this bitch. I am Iron Man.
Wait, Kaz. Wait. Is he a young man that got worked over in the Brooklyn beatdown, or is he Iron Man? Which one is it? Because now he's been both. He's been both.
Hey, look. I'm just telling the story how it went down. All right. They jumped him. That disabled his resources. So when the alien big threat come, he wasn't strong enough, and the motherfucker won, man.
He had a whole new armor when he met Thanos in a jacket.
Mentally,
It was in a
dude,
windbreaker.
his heart, man. It wasn't there, man.
His heart
He had
was
to
in
work
it.
with. He had to work with Strange.
His
He
heart
didn't know Strange.
He had to work with the Guardians, unfortunately.
Guardians, these imbeciles.
If
Oh my
your
God.
heart isn't in it, why didn't you tell me so?
We need a Cap, and Cap let
If
him down.
your
in the
heart
best-
isn't in it.
Had to
in the
babysit
moments
Peter
where you-
Parker in the process.
That's what Marvel is all
Man,
about.
this all sounds like a Stark apologist. That's all I'm hearing. I'm just hearing a Stark apologist. That's all I'm hearing here.
Iron suits, man. You learn. Just go ahead. Keep partying and dancing. Eating your chicken. You learn.
No, you
You
better.
need to
Hey, when the big alien threats show up, you should call me as you being the one to find out about it first.
Speaking of alien threats, drones.
Shout out to the drones and aliens and Decepticons is out here. You know what I mean? I seen some around my neck of the woods. Called me in the morning. Like, what you doing? Yeah, I heard them really early, 5, 6 a.m. They buzzing over the
What
building.
it sound like though? Just regular drones or something different?
It sound like a mechanical. It sound like a helicopter.
Yeah, they sound like miniature little mini helicopters,
Yeah,
or
it
like
sound
the buzz of a fly, but more electronic.
Yeah, both. So you hear this and then buzz down the street.
So that's the Project Bluebeam, because the original ones that they were saying they were seeing made no sound.
Okay, well, what's the Project Bluebeam?
Project Bluebeam is the government, the government psyop that is designed to take control of the alien disclosure. They say by faking the alien arrival.
Oh, really? So that was false pretense just to throw
If you-
people off?
If you can hear it, it's not what people were seeing at first. They were silent vessels. People wasn't hearing. That's what was freaking people out.
I don't want to see those. Me.
All this hoopla just to find is Mr. Burns high on some chemicals. That's all this is. That's all this is.
It's a cat with a laser pen.
Right, exactly. It's a really smart cat, which is actually terrifying with a laser pen. I mean, Star Trek has already shown me that the universe is balanced on the back of a giant koala. So,
what'd you say, MB?
I said yeah. So that's 2024 in the wrap: the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, it's pretty ugly. So I'm looking forward for 2025. We got Invincible coming up. We're gonna have Captain America movie coming
Castlevania.
up. Castlevania, yes, sir. Devil May Cry. Animes.
Thunderbolts,
you know.
more Red Guardian, like how Superman. Hey,
how y'all feel about the trailer?
I love it. I love
the trailer.
I love it.
Yeah, there's nothing to be said. It's great.
A lot of these little Snyderverse stands are just constantly staying mad.
They'll all go see it. So just let them talk. They just need attention.
Oh,
go change their diaper.
One dude said, "I don't care how comic accurate Superman is, I still don't like it." I was like,
yeah.
That's it. That's just let the hate out, man. Just go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, look, they just, like I said, people need attention. This is giving them that attention, but as soon as the movie come out, they're gonna act like they never said it. Of course, they're gonna be the biggest supporters of the movie, arguing with everybody. You don't like it, you're not a real fan,
right?
It's gonna hit. So it's gonna hit all those detractors right in the feels, because we're going to get a Superman movie, like this trailer feels genuine as shit.
And that's y'all problem. Y'all was thinking more Henry Cavill than Superman and forgot about Superman. This is Superman slapping you in the face and you're saying
idol worshiping.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Damn Snyder Bros.
Yeah, this is more them wanting Cavill than anything, because Cavill did not make Superman. So it's been proven that. So James Gunn has a fresh start, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna let my Superman be Superman, and all that comes with it, down to the damn dog, and I love it.
That shit crazy. I didn't think what they was gonna do with well, we haven't even seen the whole movie, but just what I saw was legit. I was like, damn, dude, he got him on some dog shit. That's cool. All right, come on, let's go. Take me home. That's the only thing.
Rephrase that, please. You
Dog
said he got
shit?
him on some dog shit.
On some dog shit. I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping it.
It's my puppy, and I'm keeping it.
Okay.
You want some dog shit. Shout out to Old Dirty Bastard. Dog shit was one of my favorite songs on Wu-Tang Forever. So that's why I'm keeping it. Biatch. So all right, man. I think that was 2024 in a nutshell.
That is.
Shout
Stay
out to
tuned for the new shit.
Fucking on your Instagram lives and shit. You know what I mean? Are you media creators? Don't be fucking on your Instagram lives. Did he do it? Did he do it? We don't care about Diddy. Jay-Z versus Busby.
We don't care about that either.
We don't care about that shit.
Who's he fighting? I'm sorry.
Nobody. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Thank you.
Lies.
Thank you, Ampy.
Yeah, 2024, man.
Great.
Any last words, guys?
Shout out to the peeps who follow. Shout out to all our other peeps, Corey, Moxie, P Rose, and many others. Shout out to
Max. Shout out to Maxie, CTA Radio.
Yep.
Shout out to Goon. Shout out to Ogoon.
Yeah, shout out to Goon. 100 Slaps Award.
Clothing.
Yeah.
Shout out to
tennis.
Hey, I can't say it like him. Cabron.
Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, shout out to our locals, Pugs Adams, Fillmore Green.
Yeah.
Shout out to the comic book shops, Blurred's Underground, First Aid.
Word up.
Hey, shout out Taiwan.
Shout out to Taiwan Davis. Shout out to Vic Spencer. Shout out to
Race.
Shout out to Race Bannon.
Shout out to everybody that pulled up. Shout out to Prince Poe. Prince Poetry.
Shout out to Queen Heroine.
Shout
out to Rashid Hadi. Shout out to Infinito 2017.
Yeah. Shout out to Pharaoh.
Shout out to Pharaoh Munch, of course.
Hurry up with that album, fam.
Yeah, hurry up.
I know Sample.
Gotta have this conversation next year. You gotta be in that talk.
Yeah, gotta be ready.
Dropping this heat. Dropping some heat. So
external affairs.
So a lot of things to look forward to. Shout out to everyone that's still here, everyone that's celebrating time in this culture amongst each other. Shout out to each other, everybody. We going to be in for a ride. It's going to be some interesting few years. So just like we always say, due diligence, be healthy, take care of you and yours, and don't let that take care of you and yours.
Right.
Stay on your business, stay sharp. Stay chiseled, So shout out to all the supporters, all the fans, all the new supporters, new followers, new fans, and future supporters, future followers, and future fans that's checking out the Fly Nerd Group. We are on all social media, Instagram, YouTube, WFNG Fly Nerd Radio is the staple, but we are the crew and we are legendary. We are infinite power. Black power staring you in your fucking face. All right. We haven't forgot about the slaps. The slaps will continue in 2025.
Yeah, and beyond.
Yes. And forever. And forever.
We got some good shit planned for y'all for 2025. So just wait.
Yeah. So
just wait. First quarter gonna be nasty.
Yeah, we on our shit. So we still on break. You might holler at y'all in January, probably February when things starting to cook. Like I said, Invincible, Captain America, you're starting to see us come out. But right now, we about to handle some business, man. This New Year's, new cheers.
We working.
New shit to do. So, I am Cosmo Galvatron, the Gremlin Pool Party host.
Sean Moon, Shockwave, always experimenting, always traveling.
Chaucimus Prime, let's effing go.
And I am Amby Warhol, that motherfucker.
That
motherfucker, man. That's my G. Yo, we the fly. What? Let's go ahead.
Oh, nothing. No, you.
I thought you were gonna say something.
No. I was actually stretching.
Oh, okay. Word. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and ladies, all Fly Nerd and Nerdettes, it's been a great year. Thank you. We are WFNG Fly Nerd Radio.
And peace to the gods and earth.
Peace to the gods and the earth where there's born.